Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the stream here. And yeah, we've got the Arkansas Razorbacks versus the Georgia Bulldogs today. So we've got some SEC football and not just any SEC football game here. We have two teams ranked in the top 10 in this matchup. The Arkansas offense versus the Georgia's defense. That's going to be the story of this game. And this is going to be a really good one that I've been looking forward to all week. So we're finally here. And definitely appreciate you guys so much for coming through for the stream, guys. So, yeah, definitely let me know in the chat section, who are you guys rooting for in this one? Do you think the Arkansas Razorbacks will win? Do you have the Georgia Bulldogs? Give me your final score projections here in the live chat. Definitely looking forward to going through it, guys. But, yeah, this is going to be a very good football game, I think, from start to finish. I mean, Arkansas has really been a really nice surprise this year coming to the scene. I mean, they've been off to an incredible start. And then Georgia, they had the big win earlier this year over Clemson. And so Clemson's just been pretty much, I guess you can say, sliding down in the wrong direction since that game. But Georgia's defense is for real. And so we're going to find out just how real this Arkansas team is this year, led by KJ Jefferson at quarterback. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, but we've got two teams that's currently 4-0 right now. And so obviously a big game inside the conference. And I mean, the winner of this game, they're going to have an extremely strong case for why they can possibly be, who knows, in the next AP rankings, possibly make that case for the number one spot, pending how that Bama Ole Miss game goes, which I think is going to be another tremendous one later on today. So really going to be looking forward to that. All right, so we're going to be getting ready for kickoff sometime here shortly. Again, if you are watching, make sure you press the thumbs up button and let me know in the live chat section which team are you rooting for in this one, the Arkansas Razorbacks or the Georgia Bulldogs. All right, we're getting closer and closer to kickoff here. So, I mean, my expectations on this one, I mean, in terms of just how this game is going to go, Georgia's defense is going to make the difference, but Arkansas, can they make the big plays in this one? I mean, I expect KJ Jefferson, he's going to see a lot of pressure. This Bulldogs defense, they're stacked. They got a lot of depth that comes in and off the bench. So that's going to be really in their favor for this matchup. But over the course of the game, can the Arkansas Razorbacks, can they connect when they need to the most? And that's what's going to make the difference in this one. All right, and yes, we are still getting ready for the kickoff to happen any minute now. So I guess the real question for this one is going to be, how are the Bulldogs offense going to look in this game? We already know about the defense. The defense has been spectacular. They've been superb throughout this one. So the offense, can they play at a high level today? So it's going to come down to that. Obviously, KJ Jefferson, I know he's missed a couple of days of practice for Arkansas this week, but he should be good to go. I know he's coming off of that knee injury, but he should be good to go for the Razorbacks, and this is going to be a really good one, guys. I cannot wait till we have the kickoff on the way in this one. But definitely let me know before we get this game on the way, who are you guys rooting for? Which team do you have in this one? What is your score projections in this one? Let me know inside the live chat. Definitely looking forward to seeing who you guys have in this one and your final score projections. And let's see how this is going to go. But obviously, this is a very big game for both teams. I mean, think of it from Arkansas perspective. When was the last time we saw Arkansas in a big game like this? It has been a minute. So I'm excited for them. Bulldogs, they have a great opportunity in front of them this season. I mean, they're right now ranked the number 2 team in the nation, had that big win to open off the season against Clemson, and they've never looked back since. So let's see how things go out there for them. I mean, this game is in Athens right now. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one. All right, so it's looking like I believe that Arkansas is going to be kicking the ball off first. Let's see, Melissa, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. And you say, I've got this. You came early. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through and being the first person here in the live chat. So appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, so we've got the kickoff on the way, and there's going to be no return. So we've got the game finally getting started, guys, and let's see how this is going to work out. So we're going to take a first crack here at the Georgia Bulldogs offense here to start off this game. They've got senior Stinson Bennett here for, I believe, his second start of the season so far for the Bulldogs. All right, so Bennett, he's going to line up in the shotgun formation for the Georgia Bulldogs. They've got one back in the backfield with him, 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. And let's get this game on the road. Georgia takes a snap, and Bennett's going to keep it. He's running. He's still running, and he's going to fall about a yard shy of the first down. That's going to be 2nd and 1 at UGA's 34-yard line. So a 9-yard carry there by the quarterback, Benson on the carry. So you've got Arkansas coming out in a 3-3-5 defense, and so that's going to be the defense that they run, obviously with the goal of making sure the Bulldogs don't have any big plays in this one. Bulldogs line up in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, fake it to the back. He throws it, ball's on the money, tackled at about the 50-yard line. But we've got a Bulldog down. He took a hit on the play. I mean, the ball was on the money, but he did take a hit there. All right, so he's going to go to the sideline. Bulldogs in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Takes a snap, hands it to the back, and that's going to be a first down on the carry, and that's White with the carry. So the Bulldogs so far in this one coming out looking aggressive on offense. And that is Zamar White with a 10-yard carry. So now the ball's at the Arkansas 40-yard line, 1st and 10 here early in the first quarter. First possession here for the Bulldogs and they have been moving the ball so far in this one nicely. Takes a snap, hands it to White again, and this time White's met at the line. He might have gained a yard in the play, setting up a 2nd and 9 situation at Arkansas' 39-yard line. And if you're Arkansas, you're going to want to set them up in some 3rd and long situations out there. You're going to want to try to make it as hard as possible for this Bulldogs offense. Meanwhile, Bennett in the shotgun. Georgia's got 5 wide. Now they moved it back in the backfield with the quarterback. They've got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Bennett takes a snap. Bennett's looking. Bennett throws it. And it is deflected, but there is a penalty. Most likely it's going to be pass interference on the defense. And that's Brown in coverage. All right, pass interference on the defense. So it's going to be a 1st down for the Bulldogs. All right, here we go. So that's going to be 1st and 10. Got the ball at about the 25-yard line for UGA. This time, Bennett, he's going to line up under center. They've got 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen, 1 back in the backfield. All right, Bennett takes a snap. He throws it to the receiver. Incomplete. Receiver just dropped it on the play. And that's Robinson with the drop. Justin Robinson. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 10 situation. Ball at the Arkansas 25-yard line. Again, so far on this drive, 5 plays, 50 yards, 2 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock so far in this one here early in the 1st quarter. Still the 1st drive here for UGA on offense. In the shotgun formation now, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it to the running back. He's going, and he goes out of bounds at about almost the 1st down line. Does he have enough for the 1st? And yeah, that should be enough for a 1st down, I believe. So now they're in the red zone. All right, 1st and 10 at the Arkansas 12-yard line. Let's see if they'll be able to finish in the end zone and get that commanding touchdown early in this one. They take the snap, hand it to White. He's running. All right, so he picks up a couple yards on the carry. That's going to bring up 2nd and about 7. All right, so 2nd and 7. Let's see what Bennett's going to do here for the offense. They're in the shotgun. They've got 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom as well. They motion the running back to the bottom of the screen. So now no backs in the backfield. UGA in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Bennett's looking. Bennett throws it. It's caught. And he's going to be just shy of the 1st down marker. That's going to take them about 3 yards away from the 1st down. So they need a yard to get the 1st down here on 3rd and 1 and about 3 yards to get a touchdown. So far, UGA has had their way on offense. All right, so big time 3rd and 1 situation. Can Arkansas get a stop, or will UGA get the 1st or maybe even a touchdown? Lining up in the shotgun, 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Bennett takes the snap, hands it to the back, and that's going to be a touchdown for UGA. He went in almost untouched on the play, and that is White with the carry. So he's going to get a touchdown. And so just like that, the 1st drive, UGA comes out and scores a touchdown. I mean, they pretty much established their will out there. So it was a great job all around by UGA on this drive. So now the point after touchdown, Attempt is about to be on the way. Kick is up, and it's good. So we've got the Bulldogs up in this one, 7-0 so far in this one. First drive, come out, opening drive, and finishes with the touchdown. That's how you establish yourself. 8 plays, 72 yards for the touchdown. And when we come back from commercial, we'll get to see Arkansas's offense for the first time in this one. And make sure if you are watching the stream right now that you do press the thumbs up button. If you're someone that's new to the channel, do consider subscribing to the channel. I do a lot of live streams, sports content, all that stuff. And definitely appreciate you guys so much for all the support here as I'm getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. So really appreciate you guys so much and all the support. But yeah, what an opening drive for Georgia to come out and establish that. I mean, pretty much Arkansas came out on defense, and they looked like they were more concerned about making sure that no big plays happened. But UGA took what was there. They took the underneath stuff, utilized it, made plays, and was able to run the ball. And so it really worked out for them. Bennett did a great job on that drive there for UGA. I appreciate all the thumbs ups. I see that we're already at 7 right now. So let's see if we can get it to 10 here in the first quarter. Would definitely be great. And appreciate you guys so much and all the support. And of course, let me know in the live chat section, what are your thoughts about that first drive? Who do you have winning this game? Do you think that Georgia's going to dominate this? Or do you think Arkansas is going to come back out here and respond? But yeah, just recapping what UGA was able to do on offense so far. I mean, you had Stinson Bennett. He was 2 of 3, 22 yards through the air. On the ground, Zamar White, he had 4 carries for 17 yards. James Cook, he had 1 carry, 13 yards. And Bennett also carried it himself 1 time for 9 yards as well. Ended up with White finishing in the end zone to give them that touchdown. All right, kickoff is on the way. So we're going to get to see Arkansas, and they will return this one. He's at the 10. He's at the 15, all the way to about the, I'll say, 18-yard line. So Arkansas is about to come out. KJ Jefferson and company. Can they respond? At 6'3", 245 pounds. He's currently a sophomore this year. And, man, I mean, he's definitely an impact player for this team. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. KJ Jefferson in the shotgun. Got 2 backs in the backfield with him. 2 receivers towards the bottom of the screen, but we've got a penalty. False start on the offense. So Arkansas is already getting off to a shaky start already. So that's going to move them back 5 yards, setting up a 1st and 15 at their own 12-yard line. Again, you cannot do this against a team like UGA because they've got too much talent on defense. It's already hard. You don't want to get behind on the chain, so you can't have that. So now Jefferson, he's going to line up in the shotgun. They put a tight end in motion. Again, we've got more movement. Again. Is it the Arkansas offensive line again? False start on the offense again. So we've got 2 penalties now on the Arkansas Razorbacks already, and they haven't even taken a snap yet so far in this game. I mean, they're definitely feeling the pressure here. I mean, the UGA fan base, they are definitely loud. You already know that down there in Athens. And so right now, this Arkansas offensive line, yeah, they're a little nervous right now, and it's showing. Now we're looking at 1st and 20 from the Arkansas 7-yard line. I mean, they've already lost 10 yards. They haven't even taken a snap yet. Lining up in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, and they're just going to hand it to the back, and he gets about a yard or 2 on the play. And so, yeah, that's going to set up a 2nd and about 18 situation. You cannot gift this Georgia defense any more additional help in this one, especially starting off with 1st and 20 that close to your own end zone now. Now you're really playing in the Georgia's hands right now. So Arkansas lining up in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 receiver at the top. Jefferson takes a snap. He's looking, and he's sacked. He is sacked. And that defensive line got back there super quick. That's going to set up a 3rd and extremely long situation. And you know UGA's already fired up in this one. You could not have scripted a better start right now for UGA as to how they're coming out in this one. I mean, that defensive line got back there, got to them, and now they're at their own 3-yard line, facing a 3rd and 24. I mean, each play, they're pretty much going backwards, it seemed like. In the shotgun formation, 4 wide, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Back goes in motion. Jefferson throws it. Dangerous pass. I mean, Walker with the deflection, but a dangerous pass there by Jefferson. So Arkansas's got to punt the ball. And so you cannot get behind on the chains early in this one. Couple false starts, put them in a bad situation. Now they've got to punt the ball and hope they can get off a decent punt in this one. But, yeah, definitely cannot have that happen too often in this game, especially against this defense. And, yeah, the head coach, he's already pissed off here. He knows what this means. All right, so 4th and 24, punt team's out there. All right, so the referees decide there's no penalty. So, yeah, it's going to be 4th and 24. Punt's about to be on the way soon. Let's see if they can get off a clean punt. All right, snap is on the way. Clean punt is on the way. Let's see if we're going to get a return. We will get a return. Okay, he's got it all the way to about the 41-yard line of Arkansas, but there is a penalty. So let's see what the penalty is going to be on. It'll most likely be against UGA. You'd have to think on the return. Okay, so an illegal block in the back against UGA. So that's going to move them back a few, but they're still going to be 1st and 10 with excellent field position on the play. And that's what happens when your defense comes out and they're able to establish themselves. So let's see if Georgia can keep going what they started on the first possession when they came out and scored a touchdown. They pretty much had their way, whether it was running the ball through the air. I mean, Arkansas showed little resistance to stopping that Georgia's offense. So if they can come out again and really go out there and score again, then that would really put this defense of UGA in a great situation to just come after Arkansas pretty much the rest of the game, because UGA's defense is just that good. So if the offense can go out there and get some more points, that'd be really big for them. All right, so now we've got the UGA offense out there. Again, it's 1st and 10 at the UGA 44-yard line after the penalty. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. They hand the ball to White. And White, he's got about 6 yards on the carry. So, yeah, UGA is having a lot of lanes right now, and that's James Cook, actually, for 7 yards there. Took it all the way to Arkansas's 49-yard line on that play. And, yeah, they're pretty much getting as much as they want. Right now, UGA is averaging about 6.6 yards per carry so far in this one. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top, two at the bottom. They motion one receiver to the backfield. Shotgun formation. Bennett takes the snap. Bennett hands it to the receiver out the backfield. And so he picks up about 7 yards on the play. So now we're looking at about, yeah, that's excellent. I mean, because right now they're pretty much getting 6 to 7 yards of carry so far in this one. So UGA is establishing themselves. The offensive line is doing a great job versus the Arkansas defensive line, and they're winning that battle. UGA in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Bennett takes a snap, hands it to the back, and he gains about almost 7 yards on the play. And that one was Milton on the carry. So we're seeing UGA utilizing different people on the carry so far in this one. We're extremely early in this one, and 4 different guys have gotten carries so far for UGA. All right, so Bennett's going to be in the shotgun. They're going to put 2 receivers at the top, 2 at the bottom of the screen. Arkansas looks like they're going to be sending just 3 on this play. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He's running, he's met. He gains about 2 yards on the play. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. If you're Arkansas, you got to make your stop right now. Because if you don't do it right now, the way that UGA's been playing, they very well could add some more points on that board. So this is very big for Arkansas to try to come up with a stop here in this situation. All right, so Bennett, he's going to line up in the shotgun formation, right with him in the backfield. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Arkansas looks like they might be sending possibly 4 on the play. Bennett takes a snap, hands it to the back. The back, he's met in the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be no gain on the play. So this is the first time that Arkansas's defense has stepped up when they really needed to play. So that could be a 4th and 2, but will UGA think about going for it? I mean, the way the offensive line has pretty much been blocking in this one, averaging about 5.5 yards a carry, I would not be surprised if they opt to go for it. They look like they're going to line up for it. Will they actually go for it? I probably would go for it here. All right, so UGA got Bennett up under center. They motion the receiver towards the top of the screen, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 back in the backfield. They hand it to the back. He's touching the backfield, but he gets the first. So he's got the first down. And that was White on the carry. Yeah, they had someone that did get a hand on him in the backfield, but clearly was not going to bring him down. It's going to take more than an arm tackle to bring that guy down. But UGA picked up the first down. That was a 3-yard carry. Took it all the way to Arkansas's 32-yard line. Now UGA in the shotgun. Let's see. They motion someone to the backfield. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Bennett takes a snap. Arkansas sends 3. Bennett looking deep. Bennett has a guy. It's caught all the way to the 5-yard line. What a play. So Bennett, he had all kinds of time. This Arkansas defense is not looking too great right now. So absolutely, here you go. What a throw that was by Bennett. The more I see this kid, the more I like what he brings to the table. They got the snap off, and Arkansas had too many men on the field, so that's going to be a penalty right there. UGA did pick up 4 yards on the carry. They're practically at the goal line here. Let's see what the referees say. But, yeah, Arkansas looked like they had at least 2 additional guys trying to get off the field, but did not get off the field quick enough. Okay, an illegal substitution on the defense. Half the distance and a first down. So, yeah, Arkansas's off to a bad start in this one, folks. Could not have stripped it a worse start for them. Let's see. Mike, thank you so much for joining the stream. Mike, glad to have you back. And you say you're worried about Ohio State. Hey, I'm always worried about Ohio State. Always worried about him. Bennett up under center. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back. And the back, he's met. It looked like he was going to be able to plow his way through, but the Arkansas defense made a stand there and did not allow him to get in the end zone. So now you've got UGA making some substitutions. And who's this guy? Big 99. My goodness, does he have some size to him? My goodness. And now with the new personnel in for UGA, let's see what's going to happen. All right, so Arkansas, they called a timeout. They saw the substitutions. They're like, we got to talk about this. So they called a timeout. All right, let's see. Let's see. Mike says Ohio State, they have played who the previous 2 weeks. So last week they played Akron. And so, I mean, Akron scored first, but after that, they took care of business. Before that, they played Tulsa, I think. Tulsa, they played them. So those were the last 2 matchups that they played. I know they play later today against Rutgers. So Ohio State should win that one, but I doubt it's going to be pretty. It hasn't been pretty all game long. But, yeah, who you got so far in this one, Mike? You got the Arkansas Razorbacks, or do you got the Georgia Bulldogs in this one? Let me know, as well as your final score projection in this one, or just who you have winning this one. But, yeah, I think Ohio State will be fine, but they're not going to win the style points. They are not. Let's see. You say those are regular teams. Well, for the teams that Ohio State played, I mean, every once in a while they'll play a team like Akron, but those are not teams that I guess you can say are regularly on their schedules and stuff. It just so happened that they were this year. And so, but no, those are not regular teams. Yes, but we've got a lot of great games taking place today. A lot of great games taking place today. I know I'm going to be keeping my eyes on what takes place. I know that Michigan-Wisconsin game, as a Big Ten guy, definitely going to be monitoring that. Cincinnati-Notre Dame, that's another good one. Number 7 Cincinnati versus number 9 Notre Dame. Ole Miss and Alabama, that might be a good one. That might be a good one. So let's see. Let's see. 80s horror fan, thank you so much for joining the stream. Yeah, glad to have the crew here for this one. You say, hey, JB, sorry I was late on the phone with Deshaun Watson trying to finish this Eagles deal. Hey, you might need to go ahead and continue to handle that, because the trade deadline will be here before you know it. So, yeah, definitely want to get that figured out. It would be nice to see him join a team like the Eagles. I know he's been set on the Dolphins. I personally don't want him in the AFC East. Don't need him with Miami. So send him to Philly. I'm all for it. I think Mike can agree with that. Send him to Philly. So absolutely. But yeah, let me know who you got in this game in terms of Arkansas versus UGA. I know UGA is out to a strong start so far in this one. I think Bennett in at quarterback, I think that does help this offense here at UGA. I mean, this drive alone, 8 plays, 55 yards, 4 minutes, 44 seconds. They scored in their first drive. I mean, my goodness. Let's see. You said better off in the NFC. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah, let's send them to the NFC. All right, so here we go. UGA, 2nd and 1 at the goal line. Again, this is just UGA's second possession. They scored on the first drive, and now it looks like they're in position to score again on a second drive, barring some type of mistake. And we'll see what they do. I mean, look at the personnel they have in. A lot of big guys. They hand it to the back. Easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. So UGA scores the touchdown, and they're up currently 13-0. Of course, the PAT attempt's going to come up after this, but man, so far it's been all UGA in this one. They've had complete control since kickoff. Let's see. Mike says, now Ohio State with all the this power competition, rolling eyes with sarcasm, are going to put it all on the line against, let's see, a Rutgers. I mean, later on, as the schedule goes on, Ohio State's schedule will even out because, of course, those Big Ten matchups, you've got teams like Penn State, Iowa, some of the top 2 teams, Michigan State, of course, Michigan. We've got some teams that are ranked that'll be later on Ohio State's schedule. But man, so far in this one, 14-0 Bulldogs over Arkansas. Complete domination so far in this one. Let's see. You say, if I take Arkansas, do I have to make that hog sound? That would be appreciated. If you can do that for us, that would be really appreciated. It might actually add some life to this Arkansas team right now. But I think that this would be a real opportunity to finally see Arkansas's offense, because the last drive they came out, they had 2 back-to-back false start penalties on the offense. They were backed up against their own end zone. That's not going to work against UGA's defense. So we'll get to see how they come out this drive. But if they come out flat and don't get some points, look at here. Their defense looks like it's going to struggle against UGA, because they're trying to play extremely conservative with that 3-5-5 defense, and it's just not working. It's not going to work against a team like UGA. That's just not going to work. But yeah, I mean, so far in this one, we've got Bennett. He's 3 of 4, 49 yards in this one. And on the ground, I mean, so far, Georgia's ran the ball with 5 different players in this one, led by Zamar Wright with 6 carries, 21 yards. You've also got James Cook with 3 carries, 22 yards. And this one, Milton, he's got a touchdown run, as does White. And so, yeah, UGA's been able to run it. I mean, as a team, they're averaging about 4.6 yards a carry on the ground. And before that last, touchdown, it was about 5.5 yards a carry. So they're really getting about 6-7 yards a carry. Let's see. Mike says this is not national televised game. This is actually on ESPN. And so, yeah, this one is being broadcast on ESPN, this matchup here. So, I mean, this is the 12 o'clock matchup, especially if Arkansas can get a touchdown and just, keep it close. I mean, I expected that this Arkansas offense would be able to move the ball some, because I feel like, just KJ Jefferson, he'll be able to hit on a couple opportunities. But if they get down big in this one, it really won't matter, because this Arkansas defense, like, they really are not looking good right now against Georgia's offense. So it's really been one-sided this entire match so far. But, of course, it is early, extremely early here in the first quarter, so a lot can happen. This one is far from over. Yep, this one is far from over. I know that most of the projection is for Georgia to win this game, but we'll see what Arkansas can do on this possession. And also, make sure you guys remember to press the thumbs up button. And anybody that's watching that's not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe to the channel. I mean, it would be absolutely fantastic, because I do a lot of these play-by-plays as well as sports content as well. So definitely appreciate you guys and all the support. Mike's got some jokes here, so Ohio State's going to get it together, I hope, at some point this season. Meanwhile, we have the kickoff on the way. Will there be a return? A fumble. But there's going to be no return on the play because the fair catch was already assembled. You say, hey, Mike, I thought only Notre Dame gets national televised games every week. They definitely get a good amount. I will say that. I mean, that's what happens, I guess, when you're an independent like Notre Dame. But, yeah, they definitely do get their fair share. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Again, Arkansas with not the best field position right here, starting off at their own 7-yard line. In the shotgun, they've got 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Hand it to the back. He's running. He's trying to get to the outside. He picks up maybe a yard on the play. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down situation. Again, if Arkansas is going to start moving the ball, they're going to need to start doing a better job at the field position game. Like, they've got to get better field position to start off. They fake it to the back. Jefferson has it. He throws it to the receiver, and he's met by a linebacker. And so, yeah, Georgia's out there talking a bit, as I would too. But there is a penalty. Let's see what the penalty's about. So there's a penalty on the offense, an eligible receiver down the field. So a lot of penalties so far against Arkansas in this one. They are doing themselves no favor so far, shooting themselves in the foot on that play. Yeah, they've got to play a lot more discipline than what they've done so far. So now we've got Jefferson in the shotgun. They do have 3 receivers out wide at the bottom of the screen. So let's see if they utilize some type of screen route or something like that. But lining up in the shotgun, Jefferson. UGA looks like they're going to be sending 4. They send 3. Receiver catches it, and they secure the tackle. Yeah, UGA is an excellent tackling team. They got there. There was nowhere to go. Pick up of a couple yards here. And now we're looking at a 3rd down situation for the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, so we're looking at 3rd and 8 right here. And so, yeah, 3rd and 8 at their own 9-yard line. They've got 4 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Tight end goes in motion, right? And so Jefferson's going to scramble, and my goodness, who's calling the plays? Who is calling the plays? That was a terrible play call. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Jefferson's coming off of a knee injury or something like that that made him miss some practice. And you're going to call a quarterback keeper on the play against this defense? Come on. That's a terrible play call. He never had a chance. He lost about about 3-4 yards on the play. So now Arkansas's going to have to punt the ball again. Look at the difference in total yards so far in this game. UGA's got 114. Arkansas's just got 1. And UGA blocks the punt. And they recover it in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Bulldogs. My goodness. What a special teams play. Wow. Wow. I mean, they came in pretty much untouched, blocked the punt, and recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown for UGA. Folks, we might be in for a long day. So now UGA's going to go for the extra point. Extra point is up. It's good. So, wow. How about this for UGA? Wow. I mean, Arkansas just looks like the moment's just too big for them right now. Like, this is like the Arkansas of old. I mean, right there, a pure effort play. And as a special teams coordinator, you love the effort. They came in there, got after it, got a hand up, and it just so happened to block the ball. But that's all effort right there. Let's see. Mike says, I watched some teams spank Maryland last night. Yeah, that was Iowa. And Iowa, that game was over before the half. Like, I remember I checked the score, and I saw that they were up like 41-7, early 3rd quarter with about 12 minutes left to go. I was like, Iowa's going out there taking care of business on the road. I didn't expect it to be that bad, honestly. And so, let's see. Mike says Arkansas's not looking good. Not looking good at all, Mike. At all. At all. And so let's see. This is getting an ugly blowout. I think I picked the wrong game. I should have stuck with my gut and went with the Michigan-Wisconsin game, but I don't even know what that score is because that game might not be close. Okay, 7-0. I thought Arkansas was going to show up. I mean, there's still plenty of time. A lot can change, but it's not going to change the way they're playing right now. It's not going to change because, I mean, the play calling right now, I don't like the play calling. The offensive line is too afraid of UGA right now. They keep, getting false starts and stuff, illegal guys down the field. Right now, Arkansas is not playing their style of football. Georgia has rattled them. Coming down on the road in Athens, that's a tough environment. And for a team like Arkansas that's not really, I guess you could say, used to these type of big games in terms of just what this means for their season right now, Oh, man, UGA was definitely prepared for this one. Let's see. Who you got, Notre Dame versus Cincinnati? I'm going to say I really want to see Cincinnati win that one. I really do, Mike. I think Notre Dame wins, but I'm hoping that Cincinnati wins. So I'm going to go and say Cincinnati. I think it's possible that Cincinnati can win. It just depends on what version of Notre Dame are we going to see. Are we going to see the Notre Dame that we saw in the fourth quarter versus Wisconsin? Are we going to see that all game, or are we going to see the ones that we saw against Florida State? That's the question. So I'll go ahead and say Cincinnati, but the favorite should be Notre Dame in that game. Let's see. You say you got to go with Notre Dame. I mean, they're used to those televised games. I will say that. So, meanwhile, we've got the medical staff currently checking on a UGA player right now. Let's see. Hey, it's possible. It's possible. Anything can happen. If they can go out there and score a touchdown here, but even then, even if they get the offense going, the defense hasn't looked impressive at all so far in this one. I mean, you look at the stats so far in this one, and my goodness. I mean, Arkansas probably has just 1 yard total on offense. Meanwhile, UGA, they're damn near at 200. I mean, this is about as one-sided a match as you get so far. Let's see. Mike says, JB, 80s chat, on what game this week is your get your popcorn ready game? Which one is the Order Papa John's game? The Order Papa John's game for me today is going to be when Ole Miss plays Alabama. I think we're going to be in for a treat. They're still trying to run the quarterback up the middle. That's not going to work with Jefferson up the middle against this UGA defense. They're going to have to try to find a way to air it out deep. They're going to have to. But, yeah, I've got that Ole Miss and Bama game as being my Papa John's game today for sure. You best believe that. And so there you go. Jefferson in the shotgun. He's looking. He's got time. He throws it to the back. And the back tries to make a move. Gains about 5. He's still running, actually. He's got the first down. He's still running. That's about 15 yards. He took what could have been no yards on the play, and he made that into a 15-yard gain. And, my friends, we're going to need to see more of that. We will need to see more of that. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10, shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Jefferson has it, and he's going to keep it. He's running. He's running. He's still running. Still running. He's rumbling, actually, all the way to the 21-yard line, but we've got a penalty. So if this penalty brings it back, my goodness, keep the penalties in your pocket for this. Arkansas needs it. Do it for the sake of the game. Are you serious? A holding call on a wide receiver for what? For what? Come on, man. You have got to be kidding me. Everything that could go wrong so far for Arkansas is going wrong. We finally start getting some big plays here, which I expected to see early on. And then we're going to pull it back for a penalty that had nothing to do with the play? Come on, man. You have got to be kidding me for this one. All right, so thanks to the penalty here, that's going to move it back. So we're looking at 1st and 6, hands it to the back, and the back, he gets about 5 yards on the carry. Okay, so Arkansas's offense is showing they do have a little pride about themselves here. Now, we need Arkansas to get some points on this drive. Do it for the sake of the game. Do it for the sake of the stream. So I refuse to see a blowout happen here on my watch. No, absolutely not. All right, they hand it to the back again. He gets the first down. That's what I like to see. Show some fight. Now's the time to take a deep shot. I don't care if it's got to be the back coming out the backfield versus a linebacker, some type of matchup advantage. This is where the offensive coordinator has to earn his paycheck right now. The team needs it. They need something positive. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Receiver goes in motion. He's in the backfield. Arkansas takes a snap. Jefferson hands it to the back, and he's stuffed. He might get a yard. He fumbled it. But he got it back. You cannot put the ground on the turf in this game. UGA's too good a team. I don't know what Arkansas thought this was going to be. If they thought that they were just going to walk in and play some, I don't know, Pac-10 defense or something like that. But no, that is not the case. You're going against UGA. You've got to make plays out there. But we can't have penalties. We can't have guys dropping the ball. The game's already down 21-0. They need to make a play. Let's see. Mike says they were saying Purdue edge rusher George Kierfius is a top guy. I haven't seen much of Purdue so far this year. That's the one Big Ten team that I haven't really watched that much of so far. And you say, yes, I will too with the Ole Miss-Alabama game. I'm telling y'all, Ole Miss versus Alabama, there's going to be a lot of offensive firepower in that game. And so I'm telling you, I think, like, I know last year's game was a high-scoring game. I don't know if it's going to be a repeat of that, but there's going to be a lot of offense scored. Ole Miss presents probably the biggest challenge for Bama of any team remaining on their schedule, in my opinion, because of what they can do offensively, because of that offensive line. And so if Bama's going to lose a game this year, this might be the game. But, I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but it's going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be a good game that, keeps our Ole Miss in the game, keep them in the game. They're going to have to make a couple big plays to actually win it, but they've certainly got the talent to stay in that game. So I'm excited to see Ole Miss in this one. And so you say, I will go with Ole Miss Alabama game as well. Absolutely. That's going to be a good one. And so popcorn popping for Cincinnati to beat Notre Dame. I mean, hey, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Notre Dame, Cincinnati, I think that's going to be another good one right there, honestly. That's going to, Cincinnati. This is a big opportunity for Cincinnati. Last year, I know Cincinnati fans, if I was a Cincinnati Bearcat fan or if I was a fan of Texas A&M last year, I would have been super pissed. I'm an Ohio State fan, but I know we didn't play a full schedule last year. You had that, then you had the whole Clemson and Notre Dame thing, two teams. I'd have been upset if I was one of those two teams and we didn't get the nod for that fourth spot in the college football playoffs. So this is an opportunity right here. You've got your chance against Notre Dame, Cincinnati. Come out here and show what you can do against Notre Dame. We saw Notre Dame show out in that fourth quarter against Wisconsin. So if Cincinnati can come out and win this, come on now. That's going to be a very impressive win for Cincinnati if they can come out and pull this one off. And so you say, JB fired up over that holding call. I am. I mean, you have your quarterback. He's over there rumbling with some bad knees. I mean, the way he's scrambling, it reminds me of Dante Culpepper after his knee surgery and all like that. It just looks like a rumble, or Cardale Jones back in the day. You just see him rumbling. He's trying to get something going. And you guys going to get that call back for a holding call on a receiver that's got nothing to do with the play? I mean, receivers don't block for the most part. They're just out there distracting the cornerback. Are you going to call a holding play when this game desperately needs Arkansas to do something? Come on now. Come on. And so that's all I'm saying. Let's see. Mike says, now I'm ordering up Papa John's game. It's Liberty versus UAB. And so, yeah, I do want to see that Liberty UAB game because I want to take a nice hard look and see not just quarterback for Liberty, but also UAB. My first job when I graduated with my master's and stuff was actually working for UAB in the ticket sales department. So I'm definitely going to be rooting for UAB in that one. But if Liberty, I'll be rooting for both teams, honestly. I want to see a good game in that one, and I'll be rooting for both teams. I really wish both teams could win, honestly. All right, here we go. Arkansas in the shotgun. Receiver motions to the top of the screen. They got two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Let's see. Receiver goes in motion. They throw it to him. When a defender has him in the backfield, he's able to get probably a yard out of it. So that should bring up a 3rd and 7 situation here for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and a third down situation. I'm going to say it now. This is a must-convert third down situation. You have to convert right now. Your defense hasn't shown that they can slow down this team remotely. Your defense look like they don't belong on the same field as UGA offense right now. You got to get this. 4 receivers at the top, and they call that quarterback run again. And look at him. He's got it. He lowers his shoulder. I love it, kid. He lowered his shoulders on that one. KJ Jefferson. He's about 6'3", I think 265 pounds. He's got some weight to him. And look at him. The center went down there, led with the block, and my goodness, that safety takes his shoulder on that one. Shotgun formation, receiver motions to the top of the screen. And so, actually, he's still in the backfield. They hand it to the back, though. He's running, and he's still moving his feet. That's going to be about a 4-yard gain right there. So here we go. Now they're getting some yards here. Now they're getting some confidence. The offense is finally starting to wake up here in the second quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 6. It's nice to see the offense wake up, but they're going to have to do something completely different about that defense because that 3-5-5 is not working for their Arkansas defense. But meanwhile, in the shotgun, 4 receivers wide, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback. All right, so Jefferson making some adjustments here. And UGA, they can feel the momentum right now. They want to come up with a stop. Jefferson takes the snap, hands it to the back, and the back is met in the back, and he falls forward for about a 1-yard gain, setting up a 3rd and 5 situation. This is critical. This is where I look at the offensive coordinator. This is where you've got to show me that you deserve that title right here. This is a key 3rd and 5. Call your best play in the play because your team desperately needs to convert. You can't walk away with a field goal right now. You just cannot do it if you want to win this game. This is an SEC matchup. You're not going to win it by field goals. Those days are long gone. You need a touchdown. All right, receiver in motion, 1 back in the backfield. And they fake it to the back. And Jefferson, he's going to run again. This time he's met by a D lineman. So he gains maybe half a yard on the play. Setting up a 4th down situation. So UGA with the big stop. We saw Big 99 come in on offense when they was at the goal line for UGA. You see him on defense back there. I'm telling you, these UGA boys, they can get after it. They got some depth. They got a lot of flexibility to them. There's a lot going on there. If you're a team that needs some defensive players, you definitely want to scout this UGA team for sure if you're an NFL team that can use some defensive talent. Meanwhile, Arkansas is going to go for the field goal. Kick is up. And it's no good. It's no good. What are we doing out there? What are we doing? You're going to, first of all, take the field goal. You're already down 21 points. Your defense can't stop anybody right now. And then you miss the field goal on top of that. 11 plays, 55 yards, 4 minutes and 21 seconds gone to waste. For what? Oh, man, this is terrible. I hate to see that happen for them. You're on the verge of making it at least somewhat of a game. And then you miss the field goal. Take all the air out the tires on that one. Hate to see it. Let's see. Mike says, never mind. Ole Miss beat Alabama. It's my popcorn ready game. It's got to be. It's got to be. That's going to be the game that we all deserve, honestly. Because this game right here, I don't have much good to say for Arkansas right now. Mike says, JB Ravens say they're firing up Le'Veon Bell. Anything left in the tank? Le'Veon's going to do what Le'Veon did last year for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be a reserve player right now because, what they've currently got is working right now for the Ravens, honestly. The combination of utilizing Lamar Jackson as the lead, Latavius Murray and stuff like that, you might see Le'Veon Bell more so in obvious passing situations, but the Ravens, they're doing a great job of getting in front of teams. The run game is working. I don't think Le'Veon's going to go out there and just, go back to old form. That's not going to happen. I don't even think he's going to really be utilized all that much. You'll probably see him a couple times out the game. If you have fantasy football team, you're not going to pick up Le'Veon Bell because you're not going to get anything barring any injuries and stuff like that. So they picked him up early on because they thought that he might, be able to provide a spark, but they've already got that spark from Latavius Murray and company. So, yeah, they don't need him. He's just there. Let's see. Mike says, Adam Anderson, linebacker, George, do we see him supposed to be good for the draft? And so I'm going to have to do my research on that because I know a lot of these guys for UGA, they definitely got those high prospects, but I'm going to have to definitely do my research on him. And so let's see. Mike says, do we have receiver George Pickens? Has George Pickens even done it? What has he done so far in this one? I haven't heard his name called yet so far in this one, but I do think he's out there, but I haven't heard his name called yet. And so Mike says Georgia quarterback really good. He's actually their backup quarterback. Well, I don't know if they now made him the starter or not. I would compare it to what they had in JT Daniels, but JT Daniels was the original starter to start off the year. When they played Clemson, JT Daniels, this is like his second game, I think, starting, if I'm not mistaken. For UGA, but I think he's doing one hell of a job. So if I was UGA, I consider keeping him in full-time if he's not already going to be the full-time starting quarterback. And so Coach Dante, what's good, man? Thank you for joining the stream. And my goodness, Coach Dante, I think I've seen for you, like I was looking through your videos. I think you had like 4 live streams in the last like 24 hours. And so, my goodness, Coach Dante is going after it. And hey, how's your football team that you're coaching doing? You know, definitely let me know how they're doing there, because I know that those guys, they've been doing great so far this season. So I hope they're still able to go out there and win it. And most importantly, that they're out there having fun, you know. So definitely appreciate what you're doing out there for the kids. And definitely I'm looking forward to hearing how they're doing. And so you say, Coach Dante says, if I'm Arkansas, I might have to warm up the bus. Man, that bus would already be warmed up if I was Arkansas. Meanwhile, UGA takes a snap up under center, hands it to the back, and he gains about 6 yards. UGA is consistently getting 6 to 7 yards a carry for the most part, regardless of who's in the backfield. They've got 5 different people that they've utilized so far in this game in the backfield, and every single one of them can get about 5-6 yards on a carry. They hand it to the back again. This time he's got the first down. You see another example of it right there. This time I think it was Cook on the carry, or was it White? But yeah, it doesn't matter who they put in the backfield. You see the same results so far in this one. Arkansas is going to have to switch something up. That 3-5-5 is not working. It's not working. Defensive coordinator got to do something different. It's not working. All right, let's see. So now they're going to line up in the shotgun. They bring all the receivers bunched up at the line. Got one receiver at the top of the screen. You've got Bennett making adjustments. All right, so we've got a flag here. So now we've got it against UGA. All right, so that flag is going to be against UGA. That's going to move them back 5 yards. I don't think Arkansas has stopped them so far yet in this game. UGA, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Well, you know what? They actually scored that 1 touchdown off the punt block. But basically 2 drives and 3 touchdowns. It doesn't get no better than that. I mean, by the time this game is done, the offense coordinator is going to get a raise at this point. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback. Bennett making adjustments at the line. Arkansas showing blitz. They send it, but the running back, he's running. He might not stop to the NFL draft. My goodness, like, wow. That was a lane. I don't know what the defensive coordinator calls himself doing, but at some point, you got to realize that when it's not working, you got to make an adjustment. 1st and 10 for UGA. Takes a snap, hands it to the back again, and he gains about 5 yards on the carry. They are into Arkansas territory at about the 45-yard line. That'll be 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line. 4 plays, 35 yards, just under 2 minutes off of on the time of possession so far on this drive. And it's been all UGA in this one, folks. Like, at this rate, I wonder if it'll even be respectable at the half. And so here we go. UGA lining up in the shotgun again. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. They've been very impressive. They are making a statement so far in this game. Bennett takes a snap, hands it to the back. And that's going to be another first down. Look at that. All the way to the 34-yard line of Arkansas. I question the heart of this defense right now. You got to have pride at some point. At some point, you got to say enough is enough. We want to show that we are a top 10 team, that we belong in the conversation with some of the top tier teams in the SEC. This was a big game for Arkansas to come out and show us just that. And they've yet to do that so far in this one. UGA in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands it to the back. He's running. And that's about a 2-yard pickup on the play. That's going to make a 2nd and 8 at Arkansas's 32-yard line. That was Zamar Wright on the carry. And so far in this game, rushing Zamar Wright, he's got 8 carries for 34 yards in this one, averaging 4.3 yards a carry, and he's got a touchdown so far in this one. So between him and Cook and the rest of those guys, they've just been having their way on the ground. All right, 2nd and 8, shotgun formation, 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 receiver at the top. We've got second quarter here, 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go before the half. You got the center making adjustments, identifying who might be the mic. They hand it to the back. He's met in the backfield for maybe the first time tonight. They get him in the backfield. Congratulations. They figured out how to get him in the backfield here. And now we've got a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 10. That'll be at the Arkansas 34-yard line. And you know what? Forget what the score is. This is purely about what the defense has to do if they're going to improve as a program. They've got to start making some stops right now. All right, so UGA is lining up in the shotgun. They've got 2 receivers at the top, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 back in the backfield. Bennett's looking over the defense. Arkansas looks like they're going to be sending 5 on the play. They send 4. Bennett throws it to his guy. Incomplete, but that's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. He basically held his hand the entire way. Yeah, coach him up, coach. Coach him up. He clearly doesn't get it. Coach him up. Don't stop, shoot, because he clearly, a play like that, you can actually play coverage in that situation. Your team does not need that penalty. Okay, so holding on the offense and pass interference on the defense. So if you don't do that pass interference call, then you would have had the hold in there to the but of course, penalties, lack of effort out there. That stuff is hurting Arkansas today. I hate to see it. I came prepared to see a good game, but we haven't seen that so far in this one. Here we go, 3rd and 10. UGA in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the top, 2 at the bottom. Arkansas showing that they might blitz towards the bottom of the screen. 4 seconds on the play clock. Offsides again? Are you serious? Are you serious? Offsides on the D. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. This is not Arkansas. No, this ain't this year's Arkansas. Nah. Somebody went and pulled out the archive roster here and brought out one of the old Arkansas from recent years. This is an embarrassment. 7 penalties, 46 yards. You've got more penalty yards than you probably have on offense so far this entire game because you're showing no discipline out there. Here we go, 3rd and 5. UGA at the 29-yard line, out the shotgun. He's looking. Bennett throws it. And you can't even get the interception. It comes right to you, and it just feels too good. You just dropped the ball. Basically, you just dropped the ball. You know your team needs it. You know your team needs something. And you drop an interception? Come on, man. It's going to bring up a 4th and 5 situation at the Arkansas 29-yard line. No, don't tell him it's all right. It's not all right. We're in a big game. You got to make a big-time play. So now UGA with the 46-yard field goal attempt. Let's see if it'll be good. Kick is on the way. Kick is up. It looks like it's right down the middle, and it's good, of course. Of course. So UGA has scored every single time they've touched the ball, and they're up 24-0 in this one. Arkansas needs to wake up right now because this is unacceptable. It's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing to not care at all, to just go out there and show no effort. That's an entirely different thing. Let's see. Mike says, I feel like a D coordinator has to use all resources containing Lamar Jackson. Running backs are in a good situation there. They really are, Mike. Like, they really are. Aside from the fact, because any guy that's going against the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, you're going to hesitate because you know Lamar is so quick. You got to watch out for him. He's even quicker than those running backs that they've got. So Lamar's going to be first priority. Running back, we'll let him get about 4 or 5 yards in the carry to prevent Lamar from getting 15, 20, 25 on us. So you're absolutely right. Let's see. Michigan 10, Wisconsin 0. Is that still the case right now? Yeah, still 10-0. Not much surprise there. I mean, Wisconsin's got a really good defensive line, but their offense is very suspect right now. Very suspect. Let's see. Mike says, must be an old article to say that Daniels is a good quarterback. Is he? I don't think that, if we're talking about JT Daniels, I don't think that JT is a good quarterback in my opinion. But I love this Bennett guy here. The way that he's playing for UGA. I think he's the answer moving forward. You know, from what I've seen. Now, of course, I don't watch each and every one of their games, but from what I saw in Daniels in big game situations, I don't think Daniels is what they need, especially when you match up against teams like Florida, teams like Bama. Those teams particularly, you're going to need more scoring. But I like the way that Bennett looked. Although Bennett hasn't had to do much today. 3 of 5, 49 yards. He hasn't had to do much today because the way that team is running the ball, absolutely. Let's see. Coach Dante says, They are doing pretty good, and we are just let's see, our game postponed today because of the weather conditions. Okay, yeah, sorry to hear that. And so we played, I believe, next Monday, and we are great. That's absolutely great, absolutely great. So glad to hear that. Glad to hear that in terms of the team doing great and stuff. So yeah, definitely, I'll be looking to see some of those things that you upload in terms of just how the results went for those games and stuff next week. So absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, Arkansas coach be like, it ain't about scoring points. It's about getting fresh air and having fun. That's what they really teaching these boys out there, for real. Let's see. 80 Sport fan says, we need to hear JB get fired up over another bad call. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I came expecting this game to be a game. You know, I was looking forward to this all week long. I was like, I'm going to stream this game. This game's going to be game of the week. And then we come out here and Arkansas plays their worst game of the season by a long shot. And so I'm embarrassed for them. I'm not an Arkansas fan. You know, I don't have much stake in what happens in the SEC right now. I'm a Big Ten guy. But this makes me mad right here. The fact that they're going to come out here in a big time game like this and then just basically show their behinds and stuff on national TV. Like, I was excited to think Arkansas's back. You know, like, it's been a long time since we saw Arkansas look good. But, I mean, they're not looking that good. And they finally start getting stuff going, and you're going to call it back for penalties and stuff? Penalties? You got more penalty yards than you do on offense at this point? Come on, man. No. Let's see. All right, so the kickoff is on the way. So UGA currently up 24-0 in this one. Second quarter, 7 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this one, guys. So Arkansas's defense can't stop them. Arkansas's offense is getting stopped by penalties, mistakes, bad play calling from time to time. It's just not adding up right now. This Georgia's defense is way too good, and now they can pin their ears back and just come after you. Arkansas's got to show some pride, man. They've got to show some pride. They got to find some way to get some points on the board. I don't like the fact that they kicked that last field goal. Your defense is struggling. They're not doing nothing. You got to go for it in those situations. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He gains maybe a yard on the play. You got to open this up. You got to take some deep shots. You got to. You got to. Now, for Arkansas so far in this game, KJ Jefferson, he's been 3 or 4, 29 yards passing so far in this one. He lines up in the shotgun. They motion the receiver to the bottom of the screen in the slot. Takes a snap. He's rolling to the bottom of the screen. He throws it, and it's caught. That's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 2 situation from Arkansas's own 33-yard line. 3rd and 2. You got to get this first down, because if you don't, if you punt the ball, you're giving them either 3 or 7 points automatically. You have to assume it at this point. So Arkansas in the shot, don't say it. Don't say there's a penalty, ref. Don't say it's on the offense. So it's a false start on the offense. What are we really doing, guys? What are we doing? Like, did anybody want to play this game today? Like, here we go. 3rd and 7. We just finding ways to shoot ourselves in the foot. It's one thing to shoot yourself in the foot once, another thing twice, but to do it 8 times a day? Come on now. So 3rd and 7 against this stout UGA's defense that have so many guys that they can rotate in on defense. Jefferson in the shotgun. Motion someone in the backfield with him. You've got 3 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. They take the snap. Throw it to the back of the backfield, and he loses about 3 yards on the play, because that's the best play the offensive coordinator can come up with in that situation, to lose 3 yards in that situation. You're going to throw it behind, knowing that UGA is an excellent tackling team, knowing that their linebackers, their defensive backs are not going to miss that. But that's what you want to call, like as if you're up 10-0 right now. You're going to call that play. You would think that this guy was playing with a junior varsity team and he's afraid to go deep. The play calls that he's making right now. So here we go. 4th and 10. Punts on the way. All right, so we're going to get a return. He might lose some yards here. All right, so yeah, he's going to lose some yards, a loss of 3 yards on the return. So it's going to take it out to, let's see, 1st and 10 at the UGA 28-yard line. All right, so we've got a commercial. I know I'm really far on these comments, really far behind on these comments. Let's see, where am I? Let's see. I think this is where I'm at. Let's see. Mike says, "Coach, your Texans versus my Bills. That's direct competition." Oh yeah, that's right, Coach. Dante with the Texans. That's right. Let's see. Mike says that quarterback. Let's see. North Carolina making it look easy. They're scoring 21-0. I mean, I haven't seen the highlight for that one. So that's North Carolina quarterback. I've been waiting to see a really good in-depth game of him. I want to see what the scouts are talking about. But I mean, this is Duke. So Duke has been taking some nasty L's this year in football early on this year. I mean, they lost to one team. I forget what that team's called. But I was like, wow, they lost to these guys. Like, wow, Duke, like, have a little bit more pride about that. But yeah, let's see. Mike says, I fired up the offensive line cable. Who's Arkansas quarterback? So Arkansas's quarterback is KJ Jefferson. And so KJ, he's a lot better than what he's looking like today, but I don't even put that on him. I think the offensive coordinator is not putting him in the best position to succeed. We're out here talking about 3rd and 8, talking about 3rd and 10, and you want him to run it up the middle? I mean, it worked one time, but a couple of times there was nothing there. You can tell Georgia had their linebackers and stuff ready for that play, and he still called it. You throwing passes way in the backfield, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, knowing that you've got 3 UGA guys that can come in and make the tackle. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see. Mike says people sat down thinking this is their popcorn game. I feel sorry for people that did, Mike. Anybody that popped your popcorn too early thinking that this is going to be a game, I feel bad for you. I really do. I'm disappointed. I did not expect this. But I will say this, though, from a UGA perspective, this is one heck of a performance, honestly, for them. So shout out for them and how they're playing so far. Complete domination so far in this one. This game should be over by halftime at this point because clearly Arkansas's defense can't stop UGA. So if I'm a backup player, I'm excited. I might get in this game. Like I might get to come in and shine in this game. But right now, I don't like the play calling Arkansas is doing. I really don't like what the defensive coordinator is doing right now. That 3-5-5 is not working. It's not working. They don't have the personnel right now against UGA and their massive size that UGA has in that offensive line and stuff. It's just not working. It's not working. Let's see, JB, what point of identifying the mic? Does it do anything? So, yeah, you got to know who's most likely going to be that guy that's going to come up the middle and all like that. That's going to, come in the blitz. So you can have a lineman that picks him up so he doesn't come in, untouched and get to your quarterback. So, yeah, identifying them, absolutely. And you say, should the defense be pointing to the quarterback yelling, he got the mic? Hey, that would be funny if they did that. That's probably something that I would think of out there. All right, shotgun formation for UGA. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom, 1 back in the backfield. They hand it to the back, and he's met in the backfield for a loss of about 1 yard or 2. That's Milton on the carry, loss of about 2 yards on the play. So for the second time tonight, we see Arkansas finally get in the backfield and show some heart. I mean, if you're on Arkansas's defense and you're not pissed off right now, you really don't care to be out there because you should be upset right now with the performance that you've had so far in this one. UGA has just embarrassed you guys so far out there, and it's not even close. Like, it's not close. It's not funny. It's just embarrassing right now. 2nd and 11. Got 1 receiver at the top of the screen, 2 receivers at the bottom. Takes a snap, fakes it to the back. Bennett's looking. He's got time. He moves around. He can run if he wants to, but he throws out of bounds. So Bennett decided to play it safe and throw it out of bounds. We've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 11 coming up. So far in this game, we've yet to see Arkansas force UGA to punt the ball. I don't even know if UGA punter even came for this game, honestly. Because if he didn't show up, we probably wouldn't know. Because they haven't had to call him out in this one. So let's see if Arkansas can get a stop for the first time today, or will UGA keep it going? I mean, why not? They've got 2 receivers at the top, motion the tight end to the top of the screen, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback in the shotgun, 1 receiver at the bottom, takes a snap. Bennett's looking, he throws it to his receiver. He's going to be short of the first down. So for the first time today, we're going to see the punt team unit for UGA. Kirby Smart is not happy about that. He's about as fired up as I am right now. Like, Kirby Smart wants to score in every possession. You got to like that, though. You're up by so much, and yet you're still out there coaching them hard. That's how big this game is. This is what you call a statement game. And when you've got a team playing like that, you take advantage of it. 4th and 6. Punts on the way. Let's see if we'll get a return from Arkansas. All right, so Arkansas, we're going to get a return. He's at the 25, 28-yard line. And, of course, there's a penalty. Of course, there will be a penalty on the play. This would be what? Number 9, number 10 against Arkansas, most likely. Let's see, waiting on the referees to discuss. Referees are still discussing. All right, so 2 penalties, illegal formation on the punt team, and then blocking the back against Arkansas. So they're going to offset those penalties. All right, so here we go. We're going to redo this punt. And while we get ready to see another punt, make sure that you guys do press the thumbs up button for sure, guys. Make sure you do that. I really appreciate you guys and all the support. And anybody that's watching, whether it's your first time or you just happen to not be subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Really appreciate you guys and all the support, especially through these live streams, whether we're doing NFL, college, soon NBA, college hoops as well, all that stuff on one channel, guys. So here we go, 4th and 6. Punts on the way. All right, so we're going to get another return all the way this time to about the 31-yard line. And there's another penalty. Another penalty. I tell you what, these referees, they're making sure these penalties are up there. All right, so they're going to add it to the end of the run. We'll take that. We'll take that. I'm about to say we are not about to see a 3rd punt in a row right now. Not about to do it. All right, so Mike says, is Malik a bit raw? Yeah. Can he make all the throws? Oh, yeah. But the Liberty coach asked a lot of him. I mean, he always execute. But the quarterback, have the quarterback run 3 in a row against Syracuse when they knew it was. Absolutely, yeah. It did cost them. And so, yeah, sometimes these coaches, they get a little caught up in, just doing what's been working or what you're traditionally used to doing. You got to have some creativity. I know there's a lot of things said about coaches like, Lane Kiffin, but one thing I do respect is the creativity that they do have when you watch a coach like Lane Kiffin coach team and the creativity that they do have on offense and things like that. But, yeah, creativity is something that if you don't have it as an offensive coordinator, it can cost you. Let's see, Mike says Bennett might be former quarterback, Aaron Murray looks like him. And so interesting comparison there. I can somewhat see that. Let's see, Mike says, hey, what I always say, nowadays the ref hogs the spotlight, want that clout. Absolutely. And so thumbs up. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you. All the thumbs up. Absolutely. And so, yeah, well said. Absolutely about the refs. All right, so let's see. All right, so Mike says, my thoughts on the Miami college football team collapse. Miami just did what Miami does. I've noticed this trend because my dad, he's a Hurricanes fan. He loves the Miami of Hurricanes, so I'm always watching the Hurricanes. And there's one thing that really bothers me about this Miami Hurricanes team, not just this year, but for the past really 5 years. Ever since that big win that they had against Notre Dame, after that win, every game that's somewhat close for them, with the exception being Appalachian State this year, they lose close games just like this. Games that they're supposed to win, games that they have a chance to win. They find ways to lose the close games. And it's just at some point, if your team keeps doing that, that's just how the team is built. And so their collapse was not surprising to me. I actually projected that Miami was going to lose that game. Now, I saw that they did make a comeback. That was impressive. But they find ways to lose ball games. They've just been doing that over the course of the last really 5, maybe even 6, 7 years. Honestly, they find ways to lose these close games they should be winning, and so you can't have that. And that's a reflection of the coach. It just goes back to the coach. You got to find a way to get your team to finish the game. But that was a big collapse there. Absolutely. Let's see. And so Mike says Houston college football program is a program on the rise. So Houston definitely, I remember a couple of years ago when Houston was, really good and stuff like that. So Houston's certainly a team that you can see them rise and stuff. And so for them, going to another conference might actually benefit them if they were to go to a bigger conference, I think, for just the future terms. But yeah, Houston is always a team that whenever I see them at the beginning of the year, I'm always doing my research and I'm like, okay, how good is Houston this year? Because they're a team that certainly can get hot. Let's see. 80 Short Fan says, hey, JB, I got to go. Keep up the great work. See you later, Mike. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, appreciate you for coming through. Certainly understand it. And hey, looking forward to seeing you next time. Definitely I'll be streaming that game tomorrow. My Patriots versus the Buccaneers. So you know how I'm going to be feeling about that one for sure. Meanwhile, Arkansas is going to hand it to the back, and that's going to be a gain of about a yard on a play. But yeah, you go ahead and have a great rest of your day for sure. Let's see. Mike says BYU ranked relatively close game. And so, yeah, you're going to see a good amount of that for sure. But, yeah, they are ranked, and we'll touch on that in a minute. Meanwhile, out of the shotgun, Jefferson in the shotgun motions his receiver towards the bottom of the screen, takes a snap. Jefferson's bootlegging towards the bottom of the screen. He's looking downfield. He throws it, and it's caught near the sideline. Just took what the defense gave him on that play. Yeah, you notice that they've done a lot of those bootlegs and taking those shorter stuffs, but you haven't really seen Arkansas try to attempt to really go deep in this one. It's just a compliment to Georgia's defense, honestly. But, yeah, what they're calling right now, it's just not working. It's just not working. So now we've got a 3rd and 3 situation right now, ball at the Arkansas 43-yard line. 2 minutes and 40 seconds before the half. They've got 3 receivers at the top. 1 receiver motioning towards the bottom of the screen. Quarterback in the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. UGA sends 4. He throws the ball. Incomplete. Incomplete. Here we go. Here we go. So now we're looking at a 4th and 3 situation. That would have been a tough catch for anybody over there. So this has been completely UGA, and we're about to see yet another punt so far in this one. Punt's on the way. All right, so yeah, fair catch at the 11-yard line for UGA. So UGA is about to take over again. They've only punted the ball 1 time in this game. The offense has been superb so far in this one. I mean, as a team, UGA has a total of 22 carries for 115 yards, averaging 5.2 yards a carry and 2 rushing touchdowns. Passing the ball, UGA 4 of 7 with Bennett back there at quarterback for 54 yards, averaging 7.7 yards a catch. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Hands it to the back. And he's met, probably gains about a yard, maybe 2 yards on the carry. Let's see. Mike said this is still probably the most interesting game right now. Wisconsin always on national TV, but kind of boring. Yeah, kind of boring. And so, yeah, their offense, they're being held back. They need another quarterback in that Wisconsin system to come in that can elevate that offense to newer heights. That's what they need offensively for Wisconsin. They've got a good running back, but without a quarterback, teams can just continue. The good teams can continue to try to eliminate him, especially in these big game situations. They need a big-time quarterback. The guy they currently got, he's not that guy. He's not that dude. He's not that dude. Let's see. Mike says Texas is huge surprise that they are not a ranked team. I think Texas was ranked early on, and they had the brakes beat off of them, if I'm not mistaken. I think I remember them getting beaten by a team that was a bit of a surprise when they were ranked early on. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9. Again, 2 minutes and 12 seconds until the half. UGA in the shotgun. You've got 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. And we've got a penalty. False start on the offense. Kirby Smart is not happy about that. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 14 here for UGA. All right, 2nd and 14. Ball at their own 8-yard line. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Back in the backfield with the quarterback. They hand it to the back. And he gains he's still moving, actually. What a solid run that is. Probably gained about 7 yards on the carry, 6, 7 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down situation, 3rd and short, with about 2 minutes, 1 second remaining. Arkansas going to call a timeout because for some reason they think that they'll be able to get the ball back and try to score before the half. The way that they've been playing, I find that hard to believe. Let's see. Mike says, has Georgia historically last 20 years been a national top 10 team? UGA has had moments where they've been in the top 10. Definitely, they've been a top 10 team for the most part, I would think. They're certainly a team that, in recruiting-wise, they've been a top 5 team, especially more consistently within the last, 10 years. But even going back to when Matthew Stafford was in college, they were ranked number 1 to start off the year. They had Matthew Stafford, they had Noshawn Marino, they had A.J. Green, all that at UGA. And even years after that, the year that they lost to Bama in the championship game, the game in which we really discovered Tua Tagovailoa as a quarterback, they were ranked, super high in that one. I think they were ranked number 1 in that game, if not 2. There was another year that they came awfully close to beating Bama, but fell just short. And so they've been up there many years. Meanwhile, they take the snap, fake it to the back. Bennett's looking, the pass rush is getting to him. He's running, and he gets pushed out of bounds, but he got the 1st down on the play. So Bennett showing that he can move around in the backfield, but he did take a hit on his leg. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 for UGA. At halftime, we'll take over. We'll take a couple looks at some of the games at halftime, as well as talking about some of our picks for tomorrow's games and what we're thinking for some of those NFL games for sure. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. UGA has the ball. UGA has control. Bennett up under center. Hands it to the back. He's running. Gains a couple yards. For UGA, they can just run the ball. They have that luxury. If they get some points on this drive, fantastic. If not, they've done one heck of a first half here. You could not have scripted a better first half if you're someone rooting for UGA in this one. I mean, excellent play calling, excellent execution. So I love everything that I've seen so far from UGA in this game. They showed up ready for this one. All right, so Bennett up under center again. One back in the backfield, one receiver at the bottom and top of the screen. They hand it to the back. And that's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards on the carry. And that's Milton getting some carries. So, yeah, you see so far in this one, I mean, they've really had 26 carries, but 5 different guys are getting carries in this one. I mean, Zamar Wright, 10 carries, 43 yards, a touchdown. Kendall Milton, he's got 5 carries, 10 yards in this one and 1 touchdown. James Cook, 7 carries, 62 yards. So he's averaging 8.9 yards a carry in this one. And so UGA is just having their way. They're playing their brand of football right now, and they're executing at an extremely high level in this one. Shotgun formation, hands it to the back. This time the back is met in the backfield, but he manages to get a yard out of the play, bringing up a 4th down situation. And so, yeah, Arkansas with no timeouts. So that's going to take us to the half. That's going to take us to the half. And my goodness, what a one-sided affair this has been. You've got Georgia up 24-0 in this one. I would love to hear Arkansas's coach mic'd up at the half and hear what he can say to these guys. He's got to give these guys a heart-to-heart. This ain't just about winning or losing. This is about a team going out there showing no pride, not doing everything that you coached them to do, not executing, not performing, not showing discipline, just not showing pride in your team. Arkansas will receive the ball after the half. All right, here we go. Let's see. Mike says, does Tua have a brother on Maryland? Yes, his brother is the starting quarterback at Maryland, and his brother threw, 5 interceptions, 6 interceptions yesterday. It's not the first time he's done that. Needless to say, his brother's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. He's definitely not what Tua was at the college level, that's for sure. But, yeah, he is the quarterback for Maryland. I think Maryland was undefeated prior to that loss. So that was a big loss. All right, so let's see what's going on around the league so far in this one. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. All right, so I see that we got 11 thumbs up so far. So, yeah, let's go ahead and keep that going. And so anybody that is watching the stream, if you haven't already, do press that thumbs up button. If you're someone new or just someone that's not subscribed yet, definitely do consider subscribing to the channel. Very appreciative of everybody that is watching the stream, guys. And, yeah, I know we're at the half here. So, yeah, this gives us an opportunity to see, what's going on around the league so far in this one. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. All right, so I see that Duke is losing to North Carolina 24-0 at the half. So, yeah, another one-sided affair in that one. You've got Pittsburgh taking it to Georgia Tech, 42-14. Pittsburgh is a team that we need to watch out for in the ACC if they're going to go out there and play like this. I mean, they're 3-1 right now, but Pittsburgh, my goodness. Georgia Tech, they barely lost to Clemson this year. I think it was like 14-8 when they lost to Clemson. And if Pittsburgh's beating them 42-14 at Georgia Tech, you have to think Pittsburgh can do some damage to a team like Clemson. Clemson, they're on a free fall right now. Like, I don't know who's going to win the ACC. I got a couple teams that I think might make some good contenders, whether we're talking Boston College, they might be a team. Pittsburgh, they might be a team. One of the Virginia schools, who knows? If North Carolina can get hot at the right time, maybe them. But the ACC is wide open this year for anybody to take the ACC in terms of who wants it. Who wants that division? Let's see what else we got. We've got Louisville, and perhaps the most competitive game this morning. Louisville's over Wake Forest. Wake Forest is another team in the ACC to watch out for. But Louisville is up 17-10 right now, second quarter. They have the ball. But, yeah, that's one that's certainly keep an eye out for it, and I'm going to turn on my notifications for that one because I want to see if Wake Forest can win. I'd love to see Wake Forest win the ACC this year. I mean, I've got no stake in the ACC, so it doesn't matter too much to me. But, yeah, that would be good to see. I see Texas is in a close one with TCU, 23-17, plus TCU has the ball, so we'll keep an eye out for that one as well, see how that's going. Meanwhile, your game, Michigan versus Wisconsin. Michigan is currently up 13-10 at the half. Wisconsin finally getting on the board, and, hey, we've got a game down there in Michigan and Wisconsin. So part of me is wishing that maybe I did stream that game because, hey, that's a close one. Purdue, Minnesota. Purdue's up 13-10 against Minnesota at the half, so that's another good one as well. So we got a couple good games going on right now. Charlotte is over Illinois, so I know Azure Shack is having a tough time right now watching this Fighting Illini. But, yeah, Charlotte is up 14-10 at the Fighting Illini right now, so they're in a battle. Let's see what else we got. Memphis and Temple, they're tied up 17 apiece at the half. Western Michigan, Buffalo, they're tied up 7 apiece at the half as well. So I think that covers all the games that's currently playing right now and just where those teams currently stand at the moment. So, yeah, a lot of games playing right now. But, yeah, this one right here has been a one-sided affair. Let's see. NFL stars on Arkansas. I have to do my research on that, honestly, in terms of who are some NFL prospects. Matter of fact, that's a good question that I'd like to know as well from this Arkansas team. Because I feel like this Arkansas team they were a bit of a surprise right now to be in the position that they are right now, ranked number 8. But they did have a good amount of players that's coming. But in terms of how the draft prospects, how they match up in terms of like draft prospects, that's one heck of a question. So give me 1 second. Let's see, Arkansas football draft prospects. All right, let's see. All right, so just to highlight, matter of fact. Okay, let's see. All right, so I guess some of the players to really watch in this game, in terms of what the scouts are watching right now, is the matchup between Georgia's defensive tackle Jordan Davis going against Arkansas center Ricky Stromberg. So that's I guess two prospects that have draft aspirations and stuff that the scouts are currently watching so far in this game. For Arkansas, let's see. Their center, Ricky Stromberg, 6'4", 310 pounds. He's a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He has started games at both left and right guard for Arkansas, in addition to playing center. So basically, Arkansas center, he has some flexibility to him. He can play the left guard, right guard, center, so you can move him around. And NFL teams love linemen that can be moved around. So that's someone that draft prospects are watching. Although I don't know how impressed they are right now, but I'm sure throughout the course of the season that they've been, watching what he's been able to do. So let's see what they've got next. 1 second. And then they're saying Arkansas receiver Traylon Burks. So let's see. That's another guy that they're keeping an eye out for. Let's see. What has Traylon Burks done so far in this one? Let's see. Okay, so far in this one, Traylon, he's got 2 receptions for 7 yards. Not surprised there. I mean, they've only passed the ball 8 times, and they've completed 6 out of 8 for 38 yards. So, yeah, they haven't had an opportunity to really do too much, honestly, because their defense hasn't been able to stop UGA. It's hard to get going when your defense won't get a stop. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I skipped one here. Did I skip a couple? I think I skipped a couple. I think I did skip a couple. My bad. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. You said NFL stars from Arkansas. I was thinking that's currently, draft prospects from there. In terms of stars from Arkansas, I mean, I know from last year's draft, I know like obviously Felipe Frank was just there for 1 season. And I wouldn't say a star right now, but he's currently on the roster for Atlanta as their backup quarterback behind or either in front of Josh Rosen, who knows. But in terms of Arkansas, Razorbacks is currently in the NFL. I got to think about that because my knowledge more so goes back to when Darren McFadden came out. Let's see. Who are some guys that's currently still there? Oh, that's right. How could I forget? The tight end who's currently with the New England Patriots. Isn't Hunter Henry from Arkansas? I think Hunter Henry's from Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. So I think aside from Hunter Henry, though, who else is currently still there? I'm pretty sure Hunter Henry's there. Let's see. Who else? There's a lineman that I think played with the Eagles that I think went. I think where is he? Is he with the Bears? I think Jason Peters, maybe. I have to research and see for sure if those are the guys. So give me 1 second here, but those are the 2 guys that I'm thinking right now. How could I forget Trey Flowers? Trey Flowers as well. That's another guy from the NFL, from Arkansas in the NFL. They've got a couple guys, but in terms of like stars, those might be. Let's see. Mike says, let's see. Clemson still ranked. Yeah, Clemson is ranked 25, but if they go out there and struggle, if they go out there and lose, then you best believe they won't be ranked anymore. So if they're going to remain ranked, they're going to have to go out there and win, and probably win in impressive, fashion. Let's see. Mike says, Bulls from that University Buffalo playing Powerhouse. And so let's see. Mike says, I got the Saints 26, Giants 17. I got the Saints winning that one. In terms of the final score projection, I can't remember what final score I picked, but I do have the Saints winning. I think that defense is playing fantastic. The defense has an excellent run stop defense. So Saquon's not going to get going in that one. Daniel Jones is going to turn the ball over because he's going to turn the ball over. I think it might be worse than 26-17. I mean, the offense might score 26, but the defense, I don't know if the Giants score. Maybe 26-10. Maybe I feel better 26-10 over the Giants. I mean, the fact that Atlanta beat the Giants, that should tell you a lot about the Giants. Let's see. Mike says, other Shaq teams playing Charlotte. Yeah, and Charlotte's got that lead right now, 14-10. Let's see. Mike says, Seahawks 28, 49ers 24. That's a good score projection. I could see it being something like that, a close one. But I think the Seahawks, I think they're also going to win that matchup tomorrow as well. You say Rams 42, Cardinals 24. I can see that being a possibility. Or if the Cardinals go out there and play their best football, I can see the Rams winning 35-27 as well. I mean, let's not sleep on the Cardinals. I've been saying I think the Cardinals are a playoff team, but we're really going to find out where they stand matched up against the Rams, who I think are the best team right now in the NFC right now. So we'll see how that works out for them. It's going to be a good test, though. Mike says the Bills need a center. You said I would have asked the question about prospects, big ass. So thank you. So, yeah, I mean, hey, like definitely we want to know for sure for when that NFL draft comes and stuff, and we're wondering who our team is going to be selected by. Then, yeah, absolutely, it's important to know these guys at the college level because these guys are the future. So maybe we can give our coaches for our favorite team some input. Mike says, I thought Arkansas's top program. I'm surprised with a lack of star talent in the NFL. And so I know they had high hopes for guys like Darren McFadden because I feel like a team like Arkansas. And so let me see if I can pull up a list here of just guys that are in the NFL. Let's see. Yeah, some of the bigger names is, obviously Hunter Henry. He had that fantastic time of being a star. Still, quality tight end. Jason Peters, as I mentioned. Ooh, offensive lineman Frank Ragnoff for Detroit, that center that got that massive deal. Almost, I forgot he was from Arkansas. So they have him, Jeremy Sprinkle. I remember that name. Let's see, Dietrich Wise Jr., defensive lineman. Let's see, who are some other standouts here that I'm looking at? I already mentioned Trey Flowers. I guess Brandon Allen, you could mention him. Felipe Franks at the quarterback position, so although they don't start. They've got a couple guys there, but in terms of the bigger names and stuff, Chris Smith, Arkansas. So, yeah. But these are just guys that are currently still in the NFL, I know they've had guys in the past as well. I believe Peyton Hillis, and the 1 year that he had of fame, he is from Arkansas. Let's see. Mike says, I thought Hollister was a good tight end. Mad when cut. The Bills made it clear not interested. Surprised the Jags don't think he that good either. And so, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's surprising in terms of how these coaches evaluate some of these talents and stuff. But it's all about the system. Can you fit the system and the style that I want to play? I think the Bills, they value tight ends that are better run blockers as opposed to pass catching type of tight ends is what I'm thinking the impression is that I'm getting from the Buffalo Bills. They prefer your run blocking skills as opposed to anything. Let's see. Bills center Mitch Morse is running on fumes. Let's see. I got on the phone with Coach McDermott and was telling him to look out for that, Jackson. Don't you do that. Jackson at cornerback or Gilmore back soon. When it comes to Gilmore, I was wondering that myself. I think I was having a conversation yesterday talking to a friend about Stephon Gilmore. I was like, obviously the Patriots, they put him on the IR just because he really didn't want to be out there. He's mad about his contract situation, physically unable to perform this, still upset about his contract situation. They don't want to make it a big deal. They want to give him some time and all like that. But ultimately, I don't think Stephon Gilmore wants to be out there, and I think we go out there and lose to Tampa Bay. I personally think that Gilmore's going to do like he's done in the past, where he just doesn't come back out there if the Patriots are losing. I think he'll only come back if we're winning or start winning games. I think then he'll return. But I don't think he's going to come back and risk it if we're not winning, or at least not until later in the season. That's just how I personally feel about what's going on with Stephon Gilmore. So he's not going to be back for the Tampa Bay matchup. Hopefully he'll be back within the next 2-3 weeks, but if he doesn't want to be back, there's not much we can do. And unless he's going to go out there and play wide receiver for us, we got a lot of problems right now. Okay, you've got Detroit winning 24-10. I think Detroit can win 27 to about 13, 16, pending who's quarterbacking. I don't know who's going to quarterback for the Bears, so it's hard to project their offense, but 24-10 is a respectable score. I can see that as well. Let's see. Mike says the Panthers get back A.J. Boye at cornerback, plus C.J. Anderson might have gotten running back help, and so the Panthers 34, Cowboys 24. 32-24. I think the Cowboys going to win that one. I think Sam Darnold's going to have a little bit of a struggle. I don't know if it's going to last the whole game, but I think he gets off to a slow start. And ultimately, going down to this Dallas team, they're good. I'm pretty confident the Cowboys going to win that game. I'm about 80% sure Cowboys win that game. 80 to 85% sure Cowboys win that game against the Panthers without Christian McCaffrey. But it's going to come down to that defense. If that defense can find a way to slow down the Cowboys, then that changes everything. Mike says, remember this, JB. Gotcha. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to find that out. But we already know the next time that you see me on the stream, I'm definitely going to be, going to be stressing so much over the Patriots and Buccaneers. I just hope it's respectable when it's all said and done. Just be respectable. And this halftime is probably lasting a good bit because Arkansas coach is probably still yelling right now at those Georgia defenders. At the Arkansas defenders and offensive players. It's one thing to have a bad unit. It's another thing for the whole team to just not show up. Like, they never got off the bus. So that's what happened there. Do I want a Patriots game spoiler? Hey, I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. Yeah, I treat that one like I would, just about any other game. So it doesn't matter to me. Because most of the time when I'm streaming, whether it's my Patriots, whether it's my Lakers, like, I'm going to see the scoreboard appear up there. So I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. Let's see. Mike says, halftime in college is at least 3 times as long to remember their scripts over the NFL players memorizing theirs. So I guess repetition makes it easier. So, but yeah, honestly, I think the second half is going to go by kind of fast because both teams are going to try to run the ball once UGA comes out and scores again on Arkansas and takes like a 31-34 nothing lead on them. Yeah, and then they're going to try to run out this game. So I think the second half is going to go by pretty fast in this one, unless Arkansas can come out and score in his first drive. All right, so at some point, halftime is about to end. Let's see. Mike says, no, Arnold. It's all up to Tommy Tremble at tight end. I'm excited for Tommy. This is a big opportunity for Tommy, honestly. So I'm excited for him. And I want to see how he's going to perform. But, hey, if he can go off, then, yeah, I need to make sure in my fantasy league that I monitor how he does. Let's see. All right, so the kickoff is on the way. There's going to be no return. So we're going to see the Arkansas Razorbacks offense come out here first in the third quarter, try to get something here going in the second half. Here we go. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 receiver at the bottom. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. And of course, we're going to start off with a penalty for false start against Arkansas. Of course. I mean, what better way to start it off in the second half than how you played in the first half? At least they're consistent with being bad and making mistakes. So now we've got a 1st and 10 situation at the Arkansas 20-yard line. Over 10 penalties already, and we literally just started the third quarter. Jefferson takes a snap, fakes it to the back. He's bootlegging. He throws it. And, of course, it's incomplete, out of bounds. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 15 situation from the Arkansas 20. And Arkansas basically starting the second half the way they started the game, with false starts, penalties, putting themselves in hard situations against this defense that you do not want to play around with. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Jefferson takes a snap, bootlegs towards the bottom. He's looking. He throws it. And it is incomplete. Incomplete. His receiver tried to go up and snag it, but it was incomplete. That's going to make it 3rd and 15 from Arkansas's own 20-yard line. And that's Burks, that receiver that we mentioned earlier at the half. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation again. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Jefferson takes a snap. There's a penalty. Oh, there's another penalty. Another penalty. Illegal snap on the offense. I mean, how do you remain calm as a coach? This is not what you wanted. I know you're on the road. I know the crowd is loud, but this is unacceptable. A lot of these penalties are just mental mistakes. Takes a snap. Jefferson's bootlegging towards the bottom of the screen. He throws it to the tight end. Tight end just drops. Tight end says, it doesn't matter. And there's another penalty. Another penalty against the offense. Ineligible receiver downfield. Not that it would have mattered. Not that it would have made a difference. Not that it would have made a dent on the scoreboard. But, I mean, the lack of focus is just mind-boggling out there. Like, this is just a reflection of a team that just gave up. A team that's not trying, that's been outmatched, outclassed. It's just an embarrassment. I mean, it's one thing to be nervous on that first possession. I'm like, do they know what they're doing? All this shifting around in the punt? It's just a punt formation, guys. Punt's on the way. Terrible punt. Terrible punt. Everything's just been terrible for Arkansas across the board. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Like, wow. Let's see. Mike says, I don't think they rig NFL games, but if you hook me up in the lie detector about Super Bowls being rigged, not sure the line thing would not go crazy. And so I say the same thing about whether we're talking like those championship games, whether we're talking NFC, AFC championship games, because a lot of times we see penalties happen or plays happen that, impact the game, and the referees decide to just completely ignore what happened. Referencing the Saints and Rams, for example, that game right there, that should have never went down like that. Meanwhile, a 5-yard carry by UGA, and that's James Cook with the carry, takes it all the way to Arkansas's 41-yard line. 2nd and 5. Bennett in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 at the top. They hand it to the back again, and the back falls just shy of the first down, bringing up a 3rd and 1 situation. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He's got the first down, and of course he would. Why wouldn't he? This team has averaged 5 yards a carry on this defense. I'm looking at the defensive coordinator right now. I'm looking at him, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. You had the game plan for this team, and you didn't put your guys in the best position to succeed this matchup. Shotgun formation for UGA. They do have 1 receiver all the way at the bottom of the screen. 1 back in the backfield, goes motion to the other side. They hand it to the back, and he falls forward for about a good 4 yards on the play. I mean, the simple push that this offensive line is getting against this Arkansas defense is enough to where they're able to get at least a good 3-4 yards off the bat. And then the running back effort gains an additional 2-3 yards. So the offensive line has just had their way in this one. All right, this time Bennett's going to line up under center, 1 back in the backfield, 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen. Hands it to the back. In the back, he falls just a yard shy of getting the first down, and that's McIntosh with the carry. And you see UGA is just able to hand the ball off, and they're getting 4, 5, 7, 9 yards on the carry. Running back runs it again. This time a pickup of about 6 yards, I think, on the carry. McIntosh again. This time they're in the red zone. All right, here we go. Let's see. 1st and 10. All right, let's see. Shotgun formation. You got 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Takes a snap. Bennett hands it to the back, right up the middle. Gains about a good 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down now. Let's see. We're looking at a 2nd and 6 situation from the Arkansas 13-yard line. So UGA, they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal any, and I do not blame them. All right, so Bennett in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back. He makes a move. He gains about a yard. Third and 5. Third and 5. So let's see. We've got 10 minutes and about 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 6. Quarterback in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it. Fakes it to the back. He's got it. He's going to run and keep it. He's going to get out of bounds. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation. Should bring out the field goal unit. All right, so UGA is going to look to tack on 3 more points here. Kick is up, and it's good. All right, so the kick is good on the play, and UGA is up 27-0 so far in this one. UGA has really just had to run the ball so far in this one, honestly, guys, because they've only passed the ball 7 attempts. Neither team has really passed the ball all that much, but they haven't had to. 37 carries. Let that sink in. 37 carries. So you clearly know 37 run plays to just 7 pass plays, and you know UGA is going to run the ball. They've got 172 yards rushing, averaging 4.6 yards a carry, 2 rushing touchdowns, but yet you're struggling to stop them. Let's see. Mike says, not enough movement to justify a flag. #RefClout. There you go. It's going to be trending on Twitter now. Let's see. Mike says, usually don't see such highly ranked teams so one-sided. And so, yeah, I mean, if I could do it all over again, Mike, I probably would be streaming the Michigan-Wisconsin game right now. Let's see. Mike says, yep, that was crazy. They were like, what to do? What do you want from us? We can't review things. We are just the refs. It's like, that's your job. We want you to review it. You got it wrong. Like, you got it wrong. What's the point of having a commissioner or someone in the replay booth if you can't step in and say that call was so outrageous, we got to change it on the spot? Because we're talking about games that determine who's going to the Super Bowl in that one. So that was a big-time call that really hurt the Saints in that one. Changed the entire landscape of the NFL and what probably would have happened. But yeah, I mean, for UGA, James Cook, I mean, he's averaging 7.6 yards a carry. He's got 10 attempts. Zamar White, 12 carries, 46 yards. There's really no need for them to utilize their best backs at this point. Kendall Milton, I mean, he's got 8 carries, 19 yards. You know, at some point, especially as this game goes on a little bit more, if Arkansas offense does not find a way to score, expect for Georgia to start implementing some of their backup players in terms of just being able to come in later on in this game. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of time left, so you probably won't see them as much now. I mean, you will see them in the rotation for their running back spots, but as this game progresses, we'll see more and more backup players play in this one if things keep holding up as they are right now. I'll tell you what, though, there's not going to be any jukebox playing today. And as for Arkansas, I mean, they've got to change it around because if they don't show us something, I mean, I wonder how far would they drop on the AP poll if they keep playing the way that they're playing right now. Meanwhile, UGA with the kickoff. Kick is on the way. Back in the end zone. Wow, their first 4-0 start dating back to 2003. For them to come out and look like that. Let's see. Meanwhile, number 24, Wake Forest. They're up 2017 with a second left to go before the half. Here we go. Jefferson in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Back in the backfield. Jefferson tosses it to the back. and he's stuffed in the back. He's stuffed. That's going to be back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Offensive coordinator really not trying much. I guess he's just trying to shorten the game. I don't know. All right, 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Fakes it to the back. Jefferson's looking. He got sacked. He got sacked. 2 guys met him. So, yeah, I mean, wow. What a performance by UGA. I cannot say enough about the performance that we're seeing from UGA right now. I mean, you look at the coverage. I mean, he could have. I mean, on the far left side, he did have a guy that if he had some time, maybe he could have tried something deep one-on-one. But the play call has just not been the best. He's going to bootleg. He throws it. It's caught. Doesn't make a difference, though. Going to punt the ball once again. Wow. I tell you what, though, this defense, they've lived up to the reputation that they have. I know they've got some marquee linemen, some marquee linebackers and stuff. So they've lived up to the hype. I'm looking forward to seeing when Georgia plays against Florida later this year. I think that's going to be a good matchup. Punt is on the way. Will we get a return? We will. Makes a guy miss. He's still on his feet. All the way to almost the 20-yard line for Georgia. And that's where they're going to take over with a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. All right, let's see. But yeah, I mean, wow, what a one-sided performance this has been. I mean, you look at the difference in rushing yards in this game. I mean, Arkansas, 17 carries as a team for 34 yards. 34 yards. Meanwhile, you've got UGA, 37 carries on the ground for 172 yards. Wow. Passing yards, there hasn't been a lot of passing in this one. I mean, Bennett, just 4 for 7 passing the ball. They haven't had to utilize the passing game in this one. Arkansas, 7 to 12. You would think they'd have more passing attempts, but the offensive coordinator seems content. I guess he thinks 0 points is enough to win. I don't know. But, yeah, this one's been very one-sided. Hate to see that. A one-sided matchup with 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10. Needless to say, Arkansas's not going to be in the top 10 after this. They're not going to be in the top 15. I don't know how far they're going to slide, but I would not be surprised if they drop all the way to like 20-something. Okay, so let's see. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the UGA 19-yard line. Again, we're in the third quarter, 8 minutes and 13 seconds left to go here in the third. It has been all UGA in this one, 27-0. All right, so Bennett's going to line up in the shotgun. They've got one receiver all the way to the top of the screen, one back in the backfield with him. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He makes two guys miss, and he falls to the ground on his own. He tripped up, and yeah, that's going to be back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10, again at the UGA 19-yard line. Going to line up in the shotgun again. This time, no backs in the backfield. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 at the top. This time, they motion it back in the backfield. Bennett takes a snap. Bennett hands it to the back. And the back picks up about a good 4 yards on the play. That should bring up a 3rd and 6 situation at about the UGA 24-yard line. All right, this time, no backs in the backfield, line up in the shotgun 5 wide. Bennett takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it. It's caught. But he might be short of the first down because he came back for the ball. And so when he caught it, he was a yard shy of the first. So that's going to be a 4th down situation. Again, there's 6 minutes and 42 seconds. So what does UGA want to do? Do they want to go for it here? Do they want to just punt it? It's whatever they want to do. There's no wrong answer here. All right, they got the punt team out. There's a penalty. There's a penalty. Once again. All right, illegal formation. Let's see. Magic Mike says you go for it, JB. And so, I mean, I would have went ahead and went for it just for the simple fact that I don't care about points at this point. If I'm UGA, I just want to get this game over at this point. I don't want none of my guys getting hurt and stuff like that. You know, get the young guys some playing time. So that's probably why I go for it in that situation. Because 1 yard, when you're averaging 5 yards, you'd have got at least 5 yards on the carry if you wanted to. So there's no wrong answer in this one. Oh man, you try to pick the best game of the week, and my goodness, should have followed my gut and went with the whole Michigan-Wisconsin game. I wonder how that game's going right now. But yeah, I mean, this one right here, I put a lot of this on the coaching staff. I don't feel they put them in the best position for Arkansas to succeed in this one. They got out coached, and as a result, the play and also some of the players though as well, because like that showed a lack of discipline. All those false starts, penalties, that stuff adds up. That stuff hurts you. You cannot gift your opponent with that type of an advantage. And so Georgia took the momentum early. Arkansas never had a chance. Never had a chance. But yeah, this game definitely all UGA here. So if you're UGA, you're looking forward to the AP polls. I mean, we got to see how Bama does though against Ole Miss. But if Bama slips up, or if it's really close, who knows? Maybe this produces a case where Georgia says maybe we're the top team in the country. Who knows? But I know Georgia versus Bama, that's a matchup we all want to see. Okay, so I see Michigan's up 20-10 right now over Wisconsin. Wake Forest is up at the half 2017. All right, shotgun formation. Jefferson hands it to the back, runs up the middle. He's got a first down on the carry. So, yeah, I expect to see both teams just run the ball. For Arkansas, it's just about trying to get something going at this point, run the ball. Two receivers at the bottom of the screen, shotgun formation, one receiver motions in the backfield. They hand it to the back again. And he's ushered out of bounds. Pickup of about, I'll say, 4 yards on the play. Jefferson takes a snap. Jefferson bootlegs towards the top of the screen. Jefferson throws it out of bounds, incomplete, and another penalty on the play. All right, so they call a holding on the defense. Again, we're looking at 5 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. All right, so they've got one back in the backfield. Takes a snap, fakes it to the back. Jefferson's looking. Pressure's getting to him. Jefferson throws it up for anybody. There's going to be a penalty. He pretty much tackled the receiver on that one, so there's going to be a penalty. Again, that was Burks, the intended receiver. Haven't got to see him utilized too much, and that's just a matter of how the game has just played out. All right, pass interference on the offense. Of course. What else? What else could they do? 11 penalties for 76 yards. And sadly, here we are in the third quarter, more penalties than total yards for Arkansas. Let's see, Arkansas in the shotgun. Jefferson's going to burn a timeout. Yeah, Mike, this is not a barn burner at all. Who would have saw this coming? I mean, one thing for UGA to win, but to win in this fashion. I mean, Arkansas didn't even show up. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Jefferson hands it to the back, and the back gains maybe a yard. I don't know if the offensive coordinator thinks this is, just going to help the team. I don't know. Keep the defense off the field. Maybe give them a break. You got to do something to shorten the game, I guess. Let's see. Mike says, never a good sign when all they're showing is the dog. He is a good boy, but yeah, you're right. You're right, though. But, hey, he's the highlight right now. Oh, man, what a sack. What a sack in the backfield. That UGA defense. Talk about the dogs. Who let the dogs loose? They've been loose all game long. Wow. I mean, look at that. They shift as a unit, came in, got in the backfield. Poor Jefferson never had a chance. I mean, they got back there super quick. Maybe if you're Arkansas, maybe at the next drive, you might not want to risk your guys getting hurt. 3rd and 32. 3rd and 32. Jefferson out the shotgun, looking. That pass rush is getting back there. And he throws it to a man on the sideline. And that's going to help the stat sheet some. The big tight end. But it's going to bring up a 4th down. Yeah, Arkansas's coaching staff, they're not playing to win this game. They're just playing to get this game over. 4th and 14. Wow. The play calling, the lack of discipline, the lack of execution. Just an all-around game that you're going to want to forget if you're Arkansas. This is the kind of game that can destroy a team. You go out there and get beat like this. Destroys your confidence. We'll see how they bounce back from this, though. Meanwhile, a fair catch from UGA at the 7-yard line. I tell you what, though, I hope tomorrow's stream's a lot more competitive than this is. Let's see. Mike says, live from Gillette Stadium. Meanwhile, the back loses a yard on the carry. And that's McIntosh with the carry. He lost about a yard or 2. But Mike says, live from Gillette. The game for the history books. Mike, this might be a page that we want to rip out from history. Like, not even lying. This is going to be a page that I'm going to want to forget. It would make me so happy if we found a way to beat Tampa. That's all I'm asking. Shotgun formation, 4 ride, 1 back in the backfield. Bennett takes a snap, hands it to the back. Back makes a move, makes a couple moves, takes it all the way to about the 7-yard line. And that's Cook with the carry. Let's see how we're looking around the league. All right, let's get to it. Let's see. 1 second here. All right, let's get to it after this play. 3rd and 4 at the shotgun. Bennett going deep. He's got a man. Incomplete, but there's a flag on the play, so you already know what this is. It's been a story all game long. Give them a break, ref. Give them a break at this point. Have some compassion, man. It wasn't perfect coverage, but my goodness, the game's over. Anyways, let's see. So around the league, let's see. Right now, Wake Forest has the lead over Louisville, 20-17. Early third quarter, Louisville's getting the ball. And we also have. Okay, so that's offside in the defense. Dang. 3 penalties against Arkansas? 3 penalties? Really? Wow. Let's see. Buffalo's over Western Michigan 10-7. There's 14 minutes and 38 seconds remaining to go in the fourth quarter of that one. Late in the third quarter, you've got Temple over Memphis 24-23 with a minute and 14 seconds left to go in that one. You've got Minnesota over Purdue 17-13. That was the fourth quarter, 12 minutes and 59 seconds to go in that one. Purdue's got the ball. Michigan, they're above Wisconsin 20-10, and Michigan has the ball right now, but they're facing the 4th and 1 from their own 36, so they're probably going to punt the ball in that situation. Tennessee's taking care of business 48-17 in that one. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, so Tennessee's offense can't be stopped right now. Toledo, they're up over Massachusetts 38-0 into the third quarter. Texas over TCU 26-17. Third quarter, got 7 minutes and 1 second left to go in the game in that one. All right, let's go ahead and cover some of this. Shotgun formation, fakes it to the back, and it's going to be completed by UGA to about the, 38-yard line. So first down for UGA as we come down within the last minute here of the third quarter. So I'll go ahead and cover the rest of these once we get to the end of the third quarter here. Let's see, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun formation, 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Bennett takes a snap, fakes it to the back, keeps it himself, throws it up, incomplete. So that's going to stop the clock there at 25 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Yeah, Bennett hasn't been asked to do much this game. He's 6 of 10, 66 yards passing, but yet he still has more passing than Jefferson has in this game, who's 8 of 13 for 65 yards. All right, so here we go, 2nd and 10. Bennett's lining up under center. You've got 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 back in the backfield. Hand it to the back. That's going to be a pickup of a yard. Just going to bring up 3rd down, and that should take us to the end of the third quarter. If you're Arkansas, you got to have a team meeting after this. You got to talk about this. Georgia with the tempo. Nope, they're lining up to try to get them off sides. That's going to be the end of the third quarter, 27-0. So let's continue going around the league. Let's see. So right now, what about that? So you have the Fighting Illini. They've taken the lead over Charlotte, 24-14. So I know Ajashak is happy about that. So the Fighting Illini up 24-14 over Charlotte. There's 10 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in that fourth quarter. North Carolina is still over Duke, but Duke is on the scoreboard now. So at the end of the third, North Carolina 24, Duke 7. You've got Pittsburgh over Georgia Tech. Pittsburgh's winning 49-14, but Georgia Tech is at the goal line, but it's in the third quarter, 4 minutes, 34 seconds left to go. Let's see, Appalachian State, they're beating Georgia State 7-0 right now, and that one's early in the first quarter. And USC is over Colorado 3-0 right now in the first quarter with about 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in that one. Coastal Carolina, they're tied up with Louisiana Monroe, I should say, 0 apiece. That game obviously is just starting. And yes, some games are starting to get started here in the next tier of games. Of course, Mike. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Mike says Brady battling some illness. Know anything about it? I did hear his voice. He did look kind of blue. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but if there's one thing I know about Tom Brady, we're not going to find out what exactly he's going through until maybe 2-3 years down the road, or either after the game. We'll figure out exactly what it is. But yeah, he's clearly not feeling too good. I know Gronk, it seems like Gronk's gonna miss the game as well, because he's been downgraded to doubtful, so he'll most likely miss the game. Their AB should be back. So yeah, they'll definitely have enough weapons and stuff. But yeah, in terms of what exactly he's got going on, I don't know too much about it. I just know that he is definitely ill for sure. But that's a good question, though. That's a good question. But yeah, I mean, my goodness. I mean, UGA on the ground, that's been the story. 43 carries for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 4.4 yards a carry. James Cook, he's been the most effective back, averaging 7.3 yards a carry, 12 carries for, yards a carry on 12 carries for 87 yards. Zamar Wright, they used him early on, 15 carries, 53 yards, but lately there's no need to use your starting running back that much. So Cook and Milton are starting to get the bulk of the carries, and this one, McIntosh as well. So yeah, I mean, UGA came for a war, but the Razorbacks, they wasn't ready. This is a growing situation for this team. This is a game that they're going to look back on, and hopefully Arkansas is going to grow from this loss. Let's see. You saw rumors on Twitter. No, never know how much you can believe from Twitter. But that Brady was at a reunion and simply screamed his voice out, but not sure. So, I mean, I doubt he screamed to the point where he was blue in the face like that. But would not be too surprised knowing Brady. Shotgun formation, no backs in the backfield. There's another penalty on Arkansas, so they got a free shot to go deep, and that's going to be incomplete. Another Arkansas penalty on the play. Like, I know the coaches, I know he's got to be real upset. I mean, you come into this game, you're so proud of your team. You're 4-0. You're ranked number 8 in the country. First time in so long. Like, the school hasn't been 4-0 since 2003. And then you come out here and you just drop the worst outing probably in Arkansas football and who knows how long. That's a big statement coming, talking about Arkansas. That's pretty big. All right, so Bennett in the shotgun, one back in the backfield, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Hands it to the back. The back gains about, he's still moving. Wow. That offensive line, they just kept their feet moving, and they're fired up. They love this. They smell blood, and they want to go in for the kill. So that's Milton in the backfield. You've got Bennett up under center, 1 receiver at the top of the screen. Bennett takes a snap, hands it to the back. Milton makes a move. Still, Milton moving forward. Milton doing work. And that's probably about a 9-yard pickup. So UGA, they're just running their offense right now. $210 yards on the ground as opposed to Arkansas's 40 yards rushing in this game. Shotgun formation. Hands it to the back. He's gained about a good 4, 5, 6 yards. So that offensive line is constantly getting pushed right now against Arkansas, and there's nothing that Arkansas can do about it. I mean, look at it, guys. All right, Bennett up under center. They've got one back in the backfield. Hand it to him. He's running. He's got the first down and then some. Pickup of maybe 9 yards on the play. Another first down. They're in the red zone again. So UGA having their way. Anything that they want, they're getting right now. It's been that story the entire game. Arkansas has lost their pride. They've lost their will. And right now, they just want this game to be over with. I guarantee you, they just want this game to be over with. 12 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in this one. UGA in the shotgun. They bring their receivers bunched in. One back in the backfield. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back. They're running. They're still running. He's still on his feet. That's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Another touchdown. Somehow he kept his balance while they tried to trip him up. Zamar White with the 15-yard touchdown run. Give him some credit. Give the offensive line some credit. These guys, they're still out there playing hard. They still want to score. They want to score more than the defense wants to stop them. And as a coach, all you can do is tell your guys keep playing hard. That's pure will and desire on that play. He did not want to go down without getting another touchdown. You see all kind of smiles and stuff on the sideline. 11 plays, 93 yards, 5 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. And, of course, the referees want to review this. But, man, what a performance by UGA out there. I don't know why they're so surprised. I mean, we saw that on the first replay there. He clearly did not touch the ground. It doesn't get more clear than that. And you know he doesn't skip on leg there. You know that. To be able to keep your balance like that and not have your knee touch the ground, that takes some leg strength right there. But, yeah, what a performance this has been for UGA. All right, they confirmed a touchdown. It stands. So UGA with the 10 plays, 78 yards, 5 minutes, 9 seconds off the clock, finish in the end zone. And, wow, they have stuck it to Arkansas in this game. And they're sending a message around the NCAA that Georgia, they're for real. If you had doubts prior to this, they're showing they're for real. This is what you call a statement game. This is the kind of game that come later in the year when the committee's evaluating Georgia, they're going to look back on this game and they're going to say it was a top 10 matchup at the time, and they came out and they took care of business and they completely dominated this game from start to finish. This is what the committee wants to see, outings like this. I mean, what a total team domination. 48 carries, 237 yards on the ground, I think. I mean, that's just amazing. And make sure if you guys are watching the stream that you press the thumbs up button for sure. And if you're not subscribed, that you do subscribe to the channel. Because, I mean, in addition to college football streams, I also do NFL streams as well. We'll be streaming tomorrow's Sunday Night Football game as well, doing my play-by-play for that one. And so definitely Monday Night Football as well. And appreciate you guys and all the support there. Once basketball season gets a little bit further on the way, you'll start to see some basketball games get implemented as well. But, yeah, appreciate you guys so much for joining this stream. And even though UGA has this one in the bag, we're still here for the stream the rest of the game. At some point, though, you have to think the backups are going to start getting substituted into the game at some point. You have to think so. But yeah, it's pretty clear. UGA, they want to pitch a shutout. That defense out there, they're still playing hard because they don't want Arkansas to score a point today. And I can't blame them. I don't blame them. They've got more penalty yards than they've got total yards in this game. I wouldn't want them to score a point on me either at this point. Let's see. Mike says, if I'm the ranking guy, I'm going to consider the look of disinterest by the Razor players. Looks like they rather hit up them sticks on a PlayStation 5. Yeah, I can see them now after the game wanting to run this back on the PS5. But man, I mean, what a performance this is, guys. Like, really impressive by UGA. A statement game. This is one of those games the committee's going to look at this game. Kind of like last week. We saw it for Notre Dame when we streamed that game, how Notre Dame, especially in that fourth quarter, how they stuck it to Wisconsin. Well, this is pretty much that fourth quarter, but the entire game here for Georgia. Like, it's been completely Georgia in this one. But yeah, we still got 12 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. So yeah, I'm expecting for Arkansas to come out and to fully try to run this ball. Let's get this nightmare over with. That's completely the game plan at this point. We need to get back in the locker room. We need to get back on the practice field later this week. We need to reevaluate and ask ourselves some serious questions. What kind of team do we want to be remembered for? They cannot go out there and let another team stomp them to the ground the way that they got stomped to the ground today. Like they got put to sleep in the boxing ring tonight. There's no other way to put it. So they've got to do some soul searching. They got to ask themselves, what kind of team are we really? I'm talking about everybody from the leaders of the team to the coaching staff to the last man on the scholarship to the guy that's walking on without a scholarship. Everyone has to question themselves on that Arkansas football team right now. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Ball at the Arkansas 25-yard line. Now we've got a different quarterback in. Takes a snap, fakes it to the back, throws it to the wide out. That's Burke. And so he's got a 3-yard completion on the play. And so, I mean, I don't blame Jefferson for this one at all. I mean, there's been a lot of penalties on the thing, bad play calling. But let's see what the backup can do here. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes it to the back. He's looking. He's still looking. He's running. He loses the ball on his own. And now he's running like a madman, trying to make something happen. And he might have lost about 3 yards on the play. What are we doing? My goodness. And that is Malik Hornsby. Wow. I mean, what happened? He just lost the ball. That you know what? That play right there describes Arkansas this entire game from what I've seen. That play right there. Not impressed at all. At all. Third and 9. He takes a snap. He's looking. And he's sacked. Oh, my goodness. Another 4th down. Here we go. Wow. This is really hard to watch right now. I mean, there's a lot of questions that this Arkansas team needs answered right now. You're not going to find them answers today, though, but they got a lot of questions. 4th and 13. Takes the punt. Punt's on the way. Will we get a return? Fair catch assembled, and it's caught at the 38-yard line. So UGA is going to take over at their 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Again, the Bulldogs currently up 34-0 so far in this game. It's been a complete domination, a complete beatdown. This is what you call intimidating a team, because Arkansas is clearly intimidated in this game. And yeah, they just came out and had their will. They imposed their will on Arkansas in this one. So if I'm Arkansas, I'm not even going to look at the AP poll after this one, because it's not going to be to their likings after this. They showed me no heart today. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to show no heart. No heart. Let's see. Mike says, I mean, it ain't the Zips, but Arkansas is supposed to be good. And so, I mean, that's going to make us question just how good Arkansas really is. We're going to have to see how they respond after this game the rest of the way. But one thing's for sure, today, Georgia was the way better team. Georgia was the way better team. They proved that today. They have proven that today. Interesting. So, Michigan, they happen to be the only team in the country without an offensive turnover this season. So that's an interesting fact right there, Michigan. While they're currently leading over Wisconsin 23-10 right now. And they're in the fourth quarter with about 10 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in that game as well. And then you've got Minnesota over Purdue 17-13. Temple holding a 1-point lead over Memphis, 24-23, 9 minutes, 14 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of that one. You've got Western Michigan over Buffalo, 17-10 in that one. Buffalo's got the ball, but looks like they're going to punt the ball. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left to go in that one. Tennessee taking care of business, 55-17, and they're in the red zone right now. Toledo's beating Massachusetts 45-7. Texas up 32-20. 13 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in that one in the fourth. And then you've got Illinois over Charlotte 24-14 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. So I know Adishak's happy about that. North Carolina over Duke 31-7 in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh over Georgia Tech 49-21 so far in that one. Fourth quarter just getting started in that one. So there are some of the updates around the league. And yeah, guys, I mean, who would have thought the Razorbacks would have came out and played this bad today? Who would have thought? But you know what? The biggest reason they played bad like this, it has a lot to do with that UGA team. I walk away from this game very impressed with what UGA's been able to do. And when they're able to establish their will out there, look out. Yeah, and you look at that top 10. I mean, Iowa had that impressive victory over Maryland last night. That was impressive. Tagovailoa, he threw the ball. He threw like 6 interceptions in that one. Penn State's going to try to avenge their loss against Indiana. That's going to be interesting. Florida, Kentucky. So we've got some interesting teams, some interesting matchups. But, man, this was a disappointment in terms of just Arkansas's lack of effort. So Georgia in the shotgun. A lot of guys bunched at the line. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He's going. He gains about a good, I'd say, 5-6 yards in the carry. That's McIntosh. Again, make sure you guys press the thumbs up button. And anybody that's not subscribed to the channel that's watching, I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe to the channel, as I'm getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, and so definitely appreciate each and every subscriber and, all the hard work that it's taken to get to this point. Really appreciative of you guys along the journey and looking forward to definitely the rest of this year and so forth. So really appreciate you guys so much. Let's see. Second down. Takes a snap. Hands it to the back again. McIntosh again. This time McIntosh, he's running. He's still moving his feet. Wow, what a pickup that was on that play. Kenny McIntosh with the carry there. And Georgia just getting everything they want on the ground. My goodness. They could run for 400 yards if they really wanted to in this game. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Arkansas 47-yard line. That was a 9-yard run. It doesn't matter who they implement in the backfield. They're getting yards in this game. All right, so they got one back in the backfield. 1st and 10, 2 tight ends. take the snap, hand it to the back, and he's met at the line, falls forward for a gain of a yard on the play. And that's Milton, again on the carry. Mike says after 1,000, you need to move up quickly to JB2K. And so, hey, that'd be nice. That would be nice. I mean, that would be really nice, honestly. So, yeah, I can definitely envision, especially later on once we start covering basketball season and once football season, comes to a conclusion, or either once we reach that time in like November where there's a lot of basketball, a lot of football, we're going to be seeing a lot of streams, guys, like a lot of streams, a lot of streams. So definitely would love to be in 1K by then. Hands it to the back. He's moving his feet. His feet stay moving, and he falls for it. Again, that's Milton with the carry, about 9 yards on the pickup there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, we're constantly watching the clock in this one. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. UGA, they want to score. I know how players are in that huddle. They want to score again right now. That's what they're thinking. They want to really embarrass and rub it in on the Razorbacks right now. That's what they're thinking. All right, so now they've got Bennett up under center. One back in the backfield. They give it to him. And he's met at the line. He's probably going to be a little shy here of the first down, I would think. Let's see, Mike says the Cowboy won't know what hit him. There you go. All right, so 4th and 1. Let's see if the offense is going to stay out there. All right, so the offense is going to stay out there. Despite being up 34-0, they want to get this first down. Takes a snap, tosses it to the back, and that's Milton. He's got the first. He's running, making guys miss, still running all the way to the 22-yard line. And this offense, they are fired up. They want to score another touchdown. I know what it's like to be in that huddle, and you definitely want to score again. You want to really rub it in right now because you can sense the other team, they've given up. And so you want to go ahead and just keep scoring. That's what you want to do. That's what this team wants to do, and they really want to score on this drive. Those guys are fired up. Those running backs, they want touchdown. Offensive linemen, they're fighting for the extra yards. They are certainly not content in this one. Look at Big 99, y'all. Like Big 99. What a big guy that is. Tosses it to the back. He's met in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of some yards on the play. But I guarantee those players, they want to score a touchdown on this drive. Let's see, 2nd and 14. Quarterback takes it, hands it off. No gain on the play. And that is Edwards on the carry for no gain. He's gotten 3 carries so far for -3 yards. 3rd and 14. 5 minutes left to go in this game. Let's see, Mike says any possible records. Can't think a lot of top 10 teams getting shut out. I mean, I've seen a couple shutouts happen. I think of back when the college football, when Michigan State was last in the college football playoffs. I think they got beat badly by, I can't think if it was Clemson, was it Bama? It was someone they was matched up against in the college football playoffs, and they got beat pretty bad. So I've definitely seen it happen. But to this degree, you don't see that every day. You really don't see that every day. Let's see. We've got an update. So Wake Forest scores another touchdown here. Gets the extra point. So they're up 27-17 in the third quarter with a little less than 4 minutes to go. Meanwhile, UGA here on 4th and 8, about to kick the field goal. 37 yards. Kick is up. Kick is good. Absolutely no pressure on that one. Way to pad the stats on that one. So 3 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in this one. Well, it all comes down to pride, you know. The Razorbacks, I'm sure, would love to get some point on the scoreboard, just to not have that goose egg up there. But yeah, it's a good opportunity for the backups to come in, get some experience, you know, and just go from there. Let's see. Mike says, Ajashak victory. I know he's excited about that. He has got to be happy about that. So I'm happy for him. The fight in the line, I found a way to win, it seems. So big time for them. I know they could really have used that win. So big time for them. See, Coastal Carolina's up 14-0 right now against Louisiana Monroe. No surprise there. Michigan scored again, so they're up 31-10, taking care of business. Yeah, so even if I did stream that game instead, like it still would have been a one-sided affair, I guess, when it's all said and done. So probably not the best week to stream an early game, I guess. All right, so I'll definitely be looking forward to watching that Notre Dame Cincinnati game. Hopefully, that'll be a lot more competitive than what we witnessed today for this game. All right, kick is on the way. No return on that one. Again, UGA with a dominating performance, 37-0. Let's see, what are some of the later games to look forward to? I mean, of course, you know, other than that Notre Dame Cincinnati game, I'm going to have to be watching my own team, Ohio State versus Rutgers. Right now, they can really use my help right now in terms of just me being with them in spirit and just whatever I can do to provide some positive vibes their way. I mean, so I'm going to be focused on my Ohio State Buckeyes because we've been looking very suspect as of late. So we can really use a strong performance today against Rutgers. We can really use that as a team. We better not mess around and let Rutgers stay in the game. I know that much. And then, of course, with Michigan taking care of business, I mean, this Michigan offense does look rather impressive this year. I will say, like, really impressive. So by the time we reach the end of the season, I need Ohio State to start getting their defense together, because I will not allow us to lose to Michigan. Not this year, not next year, not the year after that. We cannot do it. All right, and as we are in the commercials here, just 3 minutes and 46 seconds remaining to go in this one. You have to think for both teams, the objective is to get out of this game without any key injuries at this point, because injuries right now could really derail the remainder of the season. So you don't want to get any big time injuries, especially to your star players. All right, here we go. We've returned to the action. All right, so they hand it to the back. He's running. He has about 5 yards on the play for Arkansas. Second and 4. Again, this is Hornsby in at quarterback here for the Razorbacks, replacing KJ Jefferson. KJ Jefferson finished the night 8 of 13 for just 65 yards through the air. He also had 8 carries for just 5 yards. Hornsby in the shotgun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, hands it to the back, and the back picks up almost enough for the first down. I think he's still a little short, though. Oh, yeah, looking at that Ole Miss and Alabama game later on, that's the game right there. Meanwhile, third down, 3 receivers at the top of the screen, takes a snap, hands it to the back. Back gets the first down, and then some. That's going to be a pickup of maybe about 5 yards on the carry. We're down to 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. All right, first and 10. Takes a snap, hands it to the back. He's going. He's going. He's got the first down. All right, so we've got 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining left in this game. This one's already been decided long ago. But let's see if Arkansas can maybe get some points or something. Just something positive. Hornsby puts a guy in motion, takes a snap. Hornsby's going to run. Hornsby tackled, and the clock keeps ticking. 45 seconds left to go in this one. This nightmare is almost over for the Razorbacks. 35 seconds. So Hornsby's going to line up in the shotgun with him in the backfield. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Takes a snap. He's looking. He's going to go deep. He throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. They tried to sneak him and get one deep to try to get a touchdown, but it's incomplete. 18 seconds left to go in this one. Let's see. Mike says, why didn't the clock stop? I guess because he was forced out of bounds. It could just be, honestly, Mike, that since the game was over, they probably still continue to let the clock run, honestly, because I did notice that, but I was like, the game's not close. So they probably didn't pay much attention to it. And Hornsby's going to scramble. He gets the first. And he's tackled, but still in the field of play. 12 seconds remaining. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 6 seconds. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's firing it. It's caught at the 15. And that's it. That's a wrap. That's the end of the game. This nightmare is finally over for the Razorbacks. UGA, 37-0. Complete dominating performance here. Complete. We're talking 56 carries for 273 yards, nearly 5 yards a carry and 3 rushing touchdowns. They could have done more if they wanted to. Arkansas could not have looked worse. I don't know what they could have done to look worse than how they did today. This is not the team that we expected to see today. They didn't show up. They showed up. They got embarrassed. They got bullied. I mean, we're talking about somebody coming and taking your lunch money, all that stuff. So it was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And so Mike says, ouch, goose egg. Absolutely. Mike says, thank you, JB, later. Absolutely, Mike. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Hey, good luck to your Buffalo Bills tomorrow and all like that, man. So definitely hoping that everything goes great. No major injuries for none of our teams. And yeah, see you here Sunday night. And so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys, but appreciate you guys so much for staying with me with the stream here. I know it was a little bit more one-sided, especially once we reached really the second quarter, honestly. But I know it's a one-sided affair, but appreciate you guys so much for hanging with me this late into the stream. So, yeah, you guys take care and see you guys next time.